Our first play on our new table. Okay, let me read the thing here.
I was going to
You read it out loud? Okay, go ahead.
because there's more in this book.
Okay.
You have all awakened from dreaming of a demonic beast tearing through your group of friends, growing in power with each victim. Upon awakening, news is everywhere that a local high school student, Peter Kozlov, was found mauled to death by a giant dog. You know this is no coincidence. You must race through the city of fragments of your previous night's dream so you can find a way to reveal the truth and stop the beast's rampage. I don't know why this part's in the book, but this is about it too. Beasts at the door. We were passing through the park on an otherwise pleasant day when the dream took a turn for the worse. The beast was easily twice the size of any normal dog, hellish and unnatural in its shadowy composition. A guttural snarl held us frozen in a moment of fear as the beast tore into one of us. Shock and awe claimed those present while rivers of blood streamed into the daylight. Someone ran for help, while another leaped to pry the monster from its victim. Others were wounded as the creature failed. One of us was wise enough to immediately tend to the worst of the flesh wounds. It was an irrational horror, a nightmare of the highest order. The sights, sounds, and panics of that trip in the park still remain long after awakening. Sleep may have ended, but the nightmare has not. Alright, so
I'm going to take these.
each turn has two phases. A day phase in which the players act, and a night phase in which the enemies act. Each phase has a specific order of events that the players must follow. Any player currently in their animus form reverts to their awakened world self. Replace the animus miniature with the animus standee.
Oh, so
there's
that's
more
who we are.
stands.
So these aren't sidekicks. This is our real person, and the Psyblade is our in dream animus, like what we picture ourselves in the dream.
Okay.
So this is who we are. And, my little character is...
Remove the rank token from the Animus mat. Remove any Animus ability cards currently in play. Any player currently doubting, which are those little swirly things, reverts to their normal waking world self. Turn the Anima standee upright. Interesting. Each player draws one echo card. Echoes are not drawn on the first turn.
Okay.
Step 3, raise. Each player raises their conviction in Nightmare by 1. So Nightmare, conviction, I guess.
Do we use little blocks to mark these? What do we use to mark these off?
I'm guessing it's these things. I haven't gotten there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They match the symbols, right?
Looks that way. Yep.
Step 4, the players decide among themselves who will act first and who will act second, etc. Step 5, act. The first player takes all their desired actions, followed by the second player in turn order, and so on. After the players have decided the turn order of the current phase, each player takes 3 actions. The possible actions are move, rest, attack, draw artifact, reflect, other actions. Certain echoes, artifacts, and specific cards may allow players to take actions not listed. Using a location, free actions, channel notice. Okay, so you can move. A player may move a number of map tiles up to their movement score. Players may only move along a road, following the green arrow that point to the next map card. If there are no green arrows, a player may not move in that direction. When players land on a stop sign, their move action immediately ends. A player may choose to move less spaces than their movement score allows. If they do so, their move action immediately ends. They can rest. Players may rest. Resting allows them to gain 1 conviction and 1 nightmare, or remove 1 nightmare from their anima mats. They can attack. A player may attack an enemy that is on the map card they're on. Attacking an enemy in this way requires a combat test. The test results determine the outcome of their attack. See the combat section. they can draw an artifact. A player may spend conviction to draw an artifact from their dream. To draw an artifact, players spend 1 conviction and take the top card of the artifact deck. A player may never have more than 2 artifacts at a time. If the player has 2 artifacts and chooses to draw another or gains another, they must discard down to 2. Reflect. If a player is at the current location listed on their current reflection card, the player may reflect. The player draws the appropriate card from the reflection deck, sees the personal reflection section for more information. So that's where you pull the card and then you have to try to meet the requirements, and then in order to go to the next card.
So I put you 2 cards there. So one's a phase order card and one's an action card, just for easy reference.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, they're all listed on here. Channel. Spend up to 3 convictions to channel your animus at the appropriate rank. This is always a free action. Location action. Perform an action as listed on a location tile. Other actions. Certain echoes, artifacts, abilities, and scenarios. Specific cards may allow players to take action not listed here. Okay.
Okay. So that's the day 1. That's the day 1 phase order runs, right?
Yeah, that's day phase. Night phase order of events. The enemies act. You raise taint. These little black cubes are taint. And taint is lingering corruption from the presence of the doubt. The doubt is a strange, omnipresent force that clouds the minds of all people who ensure that they do not believe in dreams and magic. The doubt is the source of the enemies of the shared dream, and is as it creates shadows, nightmares, and nemesis. It does this to force those that do not believe in magic to take doubt points, making them unable to make real magic.
Okay.
All locations listed on the taint section of the shared dream scenario card have their taint increased by 1 during the raised taint phase. If a location already has 5 taint cubes, instead of placing a 6, place a shadow token. That reduces the location's taint to 1. Nightmare test. All players must make a nightmare test on step 3 of the night phase. Each player rolls a single 6-sided die. The roll is equal to or lower than the number of nightmare the player has, an enemy spawns. If the result is higher than the number of nightmare that the player has, nothing happens. When an enemy spawns, its strength increases by the amount of nightmare a player had at the time of its creation. For more information on spawning enemies, see spawn enemy section. Shared dream actions. Many shared dream scenarios have specific cards or actions that are played or taken during the night phase. For example, in Beast at the Door, every night phase, the Beast Strikes card is drawn and resolved. The night phase action header of the scenario card will list any required actions.
Okay.
So this is the Beast.
That looks like a
And
little
this
cube
is the
thing.
Beast
more
Strike
shape.
cards.
Okay. Alright. Well, it doesn't sound like it's too convoluted. We should be able to just go through it, eh? And just face each new thing.
So the anima overview here. There's combat, magic, social, movement.
Mm-hmm.
Combat is the character's proficiency of combat tests, magic, and so forth and so on. Magic test proficiency, social proficiency. Movement is the number of spaces that they can move or move action. Damage. Where's damage? Oh, it must be the bullet. Damage dealt to an enemy upon a successful attack. It's the little bullet. And then there's health, the amount of wounds a character can take before being defeated. Mine's 2. Yours is 4. Conviction. Conviction is currency spent by the player to channel their animus, draw artifacts, and perform other actions. Nightmare increases the chances of enemies spawning and their strength when they do so. Doubt is how many times the character has been defeated and given into the doubt. Once the character reaches 2 doubt tokens, the player is removed from the game. So your animus overview has all the same things. Except for there's animus rank, how much of the animus a player chooses to channel. Passive aspects, bonuses granted to a player when they channel their animus. And then animus abilities, special powers that the player can use when they channel their animus. So the animus abilities are the cards.
Mm-hmm.
These are passive aspects. The ones in the middle. And then the rank are the stars here. How much of the animus a player chooses to channel.
So I take it we rank up at some point.
I guess. Alright, so we should probably go over the animus.
Okay.
The animus is a dream identity that characters can channel to gain enhanced statistics and new abilities. A player may spend conviction to channel their animus. This is a free action. The amount of conviction spent must match the rank chosen. For example, if a player chooses 2 conviction, they place their rank token next to the rank 2 ability. The player gains the benefit of the rank level where they place their token and the benefits of any lower rank. So you get both. Okay. Or lower rank. Is this lower?
No, the
3 lower?
Top one is rank 1, middle one is rank 2.
Okay, so rank 1 is lower.
So basically, if I was doing rank 2, it'd basically be like this. Or, well, it wouldn't be these. They got little stars. You know. I think these little stars are supposed to go to us or something. You think so? They look like those.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe that's what it's gonna reverse side. I don't know. Here's one. There's not enough of them for everyone to have had one, so maybe that's enough.
So maybe it's just.
Well, there's 4 of them.
Maybe just one.
So
for
one of them,
each.
yeah. So basically,
One for
I'm guessing
everybody.
that, like, okay, you spend 2. So I guess that these would start full. Is that right?
No, I think
No.
you have to
gain them. Okay, and then you spend them, and then mark off which one you're.
The player gains the benefit of the rank lower where they place their token and benefits any lower rank levels. This concludes the passive aspects. These are passive
Yeah,
aspects.
those are passives.
And the animus ability cards of those ranks.
Yeah, so like for example, my
Rank
passive
1,
effect
2,
aspect
3,
is whenever I
4,
defeat an
7.
enemy, I can freely move to an adjacent space, but the ability at that rank is as a free action, I play the card, look at the top card of the Echo Artifact Reaver Dark Magic decks, you may then choose to return it to the top of the deck or the bottom.
When they do so, they place their Animus standee with their Animus miniature and check their Anima mat for their new scores. They replace their Anima standee with their Animus miniature and check their Animus mat for their new scores. Okay. They also take the appropriate ranked Animus ability cards into their hand. A channeled animus lasts until the end of the next day phase. Passive aspects are bonuses granted to a character when they channel their animus. Channeling rank 1 gives player access to rank 1 passive and aspects. Rank 2 gives access to rank 1 and 2 at passive aspects, and so forth. Animus ability cards gain access to their animus ability cards when they channel their animus. The cards that players gain access to depends on the rank at which they channel their animus. Channeling a rank 1 gives players access to the rank 1 animus ability cards. 2 gives players access to the rank 1 and 2 animus ability cards, and so forth. To use an ability, a player places the appropriate animus ability card face up next to their animus mat. Oh, so I guess it shouldn't be face up. Yeah.
That's fine. It's just Wait.
Some Animus ability cards have an effect that is immediately resolved. Others may remain in effect throughout the turn. Players cannot replay Animus ability cards until the next time they channel their Animus in a new day phase. Note that some Animus abilities are free actions, some are actions, and some require more than one action.
Did it say how we?
Enemies.
Did I miss or I just forgot what you said about how we gain conviction? Did it say that, or what? Do you think it'll just happen during the gameplay?
I think it's an action.
Was that what it was?
Conviction.
Channels. No,
Currency played. Oh, okay. Hold on.
channels to spend. Rest. Gain one conviction to remove one or remove
Or
a nightmare.
remove one nightmare. Yeah, it's in a day phase action.
So,
Artifacts might give you more conviction when you gain them. Who knows? I don't know. There might be locations that give you conviction. I don't know.
we're certain though that we don't start with any.
It didn't say
Go
you
lay down.
started with any.
Go lay down. Lay down.
So, things to note is that at the end of every reflection, a player may receive a dream fragment, which is used to force the beast to manifest. And our goal is to try to force the beast to take physical form and defeat it in combat.
What's in your
Every night phase, you draw one of the Beast Strikes cards and follow its instructions. If the Beast Strikes deck is empty, the beast lies dormant until he is manifested. But the terror it has caused in the city causes every location's taint to increase by 1 each night phase. Victory. Destroy the beast. Once the beast is manifested, it follows Nemesis movement and action rolls using the beast combat cards. So I guess we'll get there when we actually get him. Alright. Each player starts with 0 conviction and 0 nightmare. The first day phase then begins.
Okay. Let's do it.
So during game setup, one player should take the appropriate personal reflection deck and sort through it to create small floor. I think you're supposed to read the first one out loud. To do this, player should take the once the first player has split the personal, place the start card on top of the set. Player should then pick one personality, reflection, story. And then I think you're supposed to read the first one.
I'm guessing because that would put us.
Personal reflections. Personal reflections show how specific aspects of the shared dream or push individual characters to action. Let's say when playing the game, the player should read their personal reflection cards aloud because each reflection contains a piece of the overall story the characters are experiencing. Alright, do you want to read yours first or my first?
I'll read my first. Okay. Angelic assistance. Your reflection starts at the park.
Park.
Okay. You can't help but return to that spot in the park where you witnessed the horrible events unfold. The sounds of battle and the screams of your companions still ring in your head. The memory of the beast is burned clearly in your mind. You know you need to find all the help you can get. As if on cue, Melisandre appears seemingly out of nowhere and listens carefully as you tell her about your dream. Me? Well, consider me your guardian angel, at least for today. Just so you're prepared, my help does have a price. Head downtown and I'll give you a call. Your reflection continues downtown. So I need to get downtown.
So you're supposed to get downtown.
Alright,
Downtown is... I don't remember where.
Let's see, there's downtown, so I gotta get to here. Alright.
Okay. Taint. Okay, so you land on a place with taint. Taint shows how corrupt an area is with nightmare. Taint can be added to the city by Ruin Reaver's magic cards, dark magic cards, certain nemesis abilities, and during the night phase in some scenarios. Enemies landing on a location with taint receive bonus to the combat score. For each taint cube on location, add one of the enemy's combat scores when attacking. Okay, so I guess it doesn't do anything when you land there.
It does not?
I guess not.
What does it say? So, all anima that start their day phase at the park receive 1 extra of those things. Okay.
Conviction.
Conviction. So I get a conviction. Cool.
All right.
So, okay. Notes about conviction. Conviction is currency used to perform multiple actions. It represents the character's inner strength and will. Depending on conviction, allows a player to channel their animus and make heroic dreams self-real. The one downside is that the more conviction spent, the angrier the doubt becomes. When a point of conviction is spent, remove that token from the character's flip it, and place it on the next available space on their nightmare track. Oh. So maybe we aren't supposed to have individual different ones. It just gets flipped when it's used and put on the nightmare.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's okay. We got extra ones, whatever.
An essential key to the shared dream is spending conviction at the right time. So we're only supposed to spend it. We're supposed to spend it sparingly, I guess. Nightmare. Nightmare represents how close a character is to spawning an enemy. Nightmare increases every time conviction is spent. Careless use of your animus and their expenditures will cause the doubt to send enemies after you for at a more rapid pace. In addition, the higher a character's nightmare score, the stronger the enemy spawned will be.
Doubting characters.
Okay, so I have to read my characters too.
Oh, that's right.
Mine
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Alright. So my reflection starts at the DCMA headquarters.
Okay.
Don't know what that stands for.
Right there.
But we're at the headquarters. As you wake up, you find yourself glad that the old cliche of, if you die in your dreams, you die for real, isn't true. It was a rough night made even rougher by the realization that this was no simple nightmare. You knew the first thing you should do was to visit the DCMA headquarters. While you don't usually go running to the DCMA for help, waking up with a chest covered in blood was a way of changing your outlook. After meeting with a senior agent, you are instructed to take your blood-stained t-shirt to one of their anima at the voodoo shop for further magical inspection.
The voodoo shop is right next to you.
Nice. Your reflection continues at the voodoo shop.
Wow. Somebody got off easy.
So, what does it say here? You may spend conviction to remove
If you had any, yeah, you could remove 2.
2 health.
What? No.
It says remove. What are the plus signs?
Oh, yeah, because I'm thinking that damage. So we're removing 2 damage. So I think that health, you get those, or instead of it being health, those are damage things. So if you're removing 2, you're gaining 2 health back. So basically, you won't get those plus signs until you get hurt.
Alright, so who wants to go first? Do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so the first part was the return, and that was if we were in that we would switch back to our form, but this is the first round.
Right.
So the next thing is echo. Each player draws.
Echoes are not drawn on the first turn.
Okay, conviction and nightmare. Each player gains 1 conviction and 1 nightmare. Oh, okay. So we gain 1 of each.
Raise. Each player raises their conviction nightmare by 1.
All right. And then decide an order of action. The players decide in what order they will take their actions. The first player takes all of their desired actions, followed by the second, etc., until all players have acted. So we can decide together what we're going to do, and then, but we have to act. One of us has, I guess I have to act before you do, so we can
So you determine
work together, but...
You can determine order, players decide who acts first.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously going to walk.
And
you're going to move
now,
1.
yeah, you take all your desired action, followed by the second player.
So that black cube, does all it do is if I was fighting something in that cube right now?
If you were fighting something, like the creature or whatever gains
good.
extra combat.
And the stop means I can't proceed back past it in 1 move.
So stop means if you move there, you have to stop. That's the end of your movement.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna go down the. All anima in the warehouse are ignored by all enemies except Nemesis when determining enemy movement. Okay. So I guess then the next part is the actions. So you're just gonna move. I'm gonna have to move a bunch as much as I can. So move
So your
along a
movement-
number of roads up to the movement score.
So
So,
you
I
have-
have moved 3.
You have 3 movements.
So basically, I'm gonna meet you at the voodoo shop.
Okay.
Any animal who starts their day phase at the voodoo shop draws 2 echo cards instead of 1 and keeps the echo card. Okay, so we're gonna get 2 echo cards the next time. All right, so 1, 2, 3 for my movement. Oh, and how many actions do we get?
I think it was 3 actions. The possible actions player may take as they phase are. You get 3 actions.
And movement is only 1 action, huh?
A player may move a number of map tiles with their movement score. When a player may choose to move less spaces. If they do so, their movement action immediately ends.
So I could use all 3 actions to move. Is that kind of what that sounds like to you? So I could move again 3.
If you wanted to, I think so, yeah.
Or I could draw. I see. So I have to get this. So I'm going to downtown. So that would be 1, 2, and then I would be left with 1 more action to take my next card. So I guess I will do that. 1, 2, and then my third action will be to reflect.
If a player is at the current location listed on their reflection card, the player may reflect. The player draws the appropriate card from their reflection deck.
Okay, so I'm going to take the next card off my reflection deck. Downtown. While she has a reputation for a strange sense of humor, you're surprised that Melisandre has kept you waiting this long. You briefly consider returning to see her, but then recall what happened the last time someone didn't follow her instructions to the letter. Better to just wait here until she finally calls. You certainly don't want to miss the opportunity for her angelic assistance. Your reflection continues downtown. So there's another downtown?
No, I think you just stay there.
Yep, there is another downtown.
Oh, there's another downtown. Okay. Alright, so those were all 3 phases for you, right?
Yes. And then, so your turn.
So now I take my action. So I'm going to move to the voodoo shop.
I'm
going
The voodoo shop draws 2 extra. Okay.
I'm going to rest, where I gain a conviction and I remove a nightmare. So nightmare can go away. And then I'm going to reflect. Voodoo shop. You arrive at the voodoo shop and meet the DCMA investigator. Let's take a look at that shirt. After a few moments, the agent's magical energies subside and he hands back the shirt. I've got some bad news. This wasn't just a shadow in your dream. In fact, it wasn't just a reaver either. This thing is something else entirely. You know, if you take out a few shadows, I bet my guy at the police station would be more than willing to lend you a hand. You must defeat 3 enemies anywhere in the city. Once you have done so, your reflection continues to the police station.
Which is right here. Man, you're getting lucky.
But I have to defeat 3 enemies before I can go there.
Also, you can't go right. You have to go.
I have to go back
1
and then this way.
Okay, so you still have.
No, I did all 3. I moved, I rested, and I reflected. That's 3.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so now we do.
We flip
night
over.
phase. All enemies on the board act. We have none. All locations listed on the starting taint section of the shared dream scenario card have their taint increased by 1.
Okay.
If a location already has 3 taint cubes, instead of placing a 6, you place a shadow token there.
It's 5 taint. It's
5 taint.
Misprint.
If you went to place a 6, then you put a shadow
okay.
token. That reduces the location's taint to 1.
This location already has 5 taint, removes 4 taint cubes.
And this one has 3. Okay.
Nightmare test. Each player rolls 1 die. If the result is the same as or lower than the number of nightmare they have, they spawn an enemy. Okay, so I just don't want to roll a 1. Okay, I'm good. So,
Well, my nightmare is 0, so it doesn't really matter.
oh yeah, so you don't have to do it at all. Okay.
Nightmare test. Every phase, players must take a nightmare test to see if any spawn. Each player rolls a 6-sided die. Is equal to or lower than the number of nightmare the player has in any spawns. That player then removes all the nightmare tokens from their anima mat.
Oh, that was
If
it
it spawns.
Okay.
At the end of every reflection, a player will receive a dream fragment, which is used to force the beast to manifest. Did we do that?
No, we did not. So we both took is that these reflection fragments?
Dream fragment. Yeah.
Okay,
that's what
so we're
we
supposed
get.
to both take one of these. Okay. Okay.
Oh, here it is.
What?
These are dream fragments. Dream fragments.
Oh, okay.
That's what those cards are. Okay, so we're supposed to take one of these.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the fragments we're supposed to be taking. Beast at the door, dream fragments.
I'm gonna save this to your. iBooks.
So I have a golden sword. Melisandre is known to deal in exotic artifacts, and she has been saving this one for a special occasion. The sword of an angelic will go a long way in fighting against the beast. All anima gain +2 combat.
Okay, mine says. Is that an L or an H? Oh, A-B. Abigail's Torment. The beast feeds on the pain and torment it is inflicting upon its victims. It seems that Abigail is an unfortunate piece of collateral damage in the war James's mind has been playing out. You are one close step to manifesting the beast. Okay. Anyway, so I've got it. Okay. So we're back to the night phase. Is any other specific cards in action? So there was something else there that happened, right?
Okay, so night phase. Every night phase, you draw one of the beast strike cards and follow its instructions. If the beast strike's deck is empty, the beast lies dormant until he is manifested by the terror it has caused. Every location is taint to increase by 1 each night phase, which we already did that.
Okay, so I'm pulling the beast strike.
Okay.
The giant dog has claimed another victim. Its strength grows along with its bloodlust. Place this card face up next to the beast's combat card. The beast receives +1 health when manifested. So
this is the beast card.
okay. So he gets +1 health when manifested.
Okay.
Okay, and then we flip back to day phase. Any character in their animus form is returned to their waking self. Doubting characters
Now we
return
do
upright.
echoes.
Okay, so now we do echoes. Okay, so
Each player draws 1 echo. Oh well, we got to do all the upkeep. Like there's an upkeep before the day phase.
Okay.
You return your animus. Okay, yeah, you're doing it right. Echo.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Each player draws an echo. Echoes are not drawn on the first turn.
Doubting. Your inability to accomplish anything in your dream last night has left you with an extreme lack of confidence. The doubt takes advantage. You must spend 1 extra conviction to channel your animus. So that's one of those little swirlies, right? So I'm gonna doubt.
It said +1 doubt.
Oh
Say
well,
add
no, it
doubt,
didn't. No,
or
it did not.
says
It
you-
just says that you must spend extra conviction to channel your animus.
Yeah, and that's all. That's what it is.
And how long do echoes last? Are they permanent? Or do they end at the day phase?
Echoes represent how the previous night's dream affected the player. They may have positive and negative effects. They are drawn at the beginning of every day phase except the first.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Alright, so we're back to I took our echoes, conviction and nightmare. Each player gains 1 conviction and 1 nightmare.
Okay, I didn't read mine yet. Spending the night as a fae in a fantasy dreamscape has left you with a far greater understanding of magic. I get +2 magic.
Nice. Yeah, I think it makes sense that like these only last for the day.
Okay.
Okay. So, so you need to get to the police station and fight things, right?
I have to just get stuff to fight. There's nothing to fight yet.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to get to the police station, no.
Okay.
I have to fight things before I go to the police station.
Since I'm on it, I'm gonna take this this what do you call it? Location action for my first action. I'm gonna sacrifice one of these things, and then take a social test.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you have to get,
Well, your social is 4.
you know,
You probably have to meet or beat it. Yeah, you have to meet or beat it.
Meet or beat it with 1 dice or 2?
Roll a red and a blue die at the same time.
Okay.
When rolling, the numbers on the face of the blue die are positive, and the numbers on the face of the red are negative. To
That's
determine the result of the roll, you combine the 2, and that gives you your result.
Okay, blue is positive,
Yes, red is negative.
so I got -1.
So you failed.
Yikes. Wow, that's rough. Okay. So I lost a sacrifice. Alright. So I needed to get to... Where did I need to get to again? Oh, no, I just need to stay there. So I need to spend another action to do my
So are you going first?
reflect.
Right.
Well, so
So that was a
Yep, that was my first action.
action,
For my
right?
second action, I'm going to rest, and I'm going to remove a nightmare.
You gain
No, it's or.
4.
Yeah, gain 1 or remove 1
Oh,
nightmare.
did I do that wrong then?
I think you only removed 1. You had to, didn't you?
No, I didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
And then the last one is I'm gonna reflect and get my next card, my downtown card.
Okay.
Hi, little dog. You wander around downtown waiting for Melisandre's call. The entire time you wait, you hear a strange muffled buzzing. Before too long, you realize you've wandered into a small alley where a shadow has appeared. A shadow spawns.
Okay.
It will not move, and you cannot move, and your reflection cannot continue until it is defeated. Once the shadow is defeated, your phone finally rings. Okay. So I'll read that after I defeat the shadow, I guess.
Cassian, lay down. In your bed.
So are these the shadows?
In your bed. In your bed. No. In your bed. Lay down.
Oh, that's where the little wheel things go. He's just, So these have little holes I missed.
Okay, so
So which ones are the
spawning
shadows?
enemies,
Yeah,
right?
there's different ones here.
There are several ways to spawn enemies. When an enemy is spawned by a personal reflection card or failed nightmare test, it immediately attacks or uses dark magic against the player who spawned it.
Great.
Whenever an enemy is spawned on a space without a player, they immediately move and attack as normal. So, what is this called?
A shadow. Oh, okay.
The strength of the enemies are based off of the
So there should
the
be
nightmare you have or something.
spawning enemies. Okay. Enemy health. When tracking health shadows, the dial will show the current health score. For each point damaged under shadow, turn the dial.
Look under nightmare. Gaining nightmare or whatever.
Okay, so I've got a shadow and I've got a saddest dog in the whole wide world. And he is 1. Okay.
Okay, so they
It will not
immediately
move, you
attack.
cannot move, and your reflection cannot continue until it is defeated. And that was all my action. So
And I think when it spawns, it immediately attacks.
okay. When an enemy is spawned by a personal reflection card or a failed nightmare test, it immediately attacks or uses dark magic against the player who spawned it. Whenever the enemy is spawned on a space without a player, they immediately move and attack as normal. Okay, so that was my personal reflection card that spawned it, so
Yeah.
he immediately attacks. Alright. So, enemy attacks. Any attack player is using the combat score unless otherwise noted on their card. Once the enemy attacks, their turn immediately ends when on a space with 2 or more players, enemies attack the player with the highest nightmare score.
Okay.
So they have 1 damage, I think. So it's 1/1. So 1 damage. So I take a damage. I guess I don't roll for it, right?
When defending against an enemy, take a combat test. The difficulty is the combat score of the attacker. If the player's test result is the same or higher than the attacker's combat score, they take no damage. If the player's test result is lower than the attacker's combat score, they take a number of wounds equal to the attacker's damage score.
Okay. So I can see now where
So this is basically taking a test again.
where it would have been helpful to, right before I should have probably channeled so that I would have better stuff, but
Well, you didn't know that was
I
going to
didn't.
spawn.
well, yeah, but now we know that these cards, so doing that before you take a card is a good safety, I guess, but that's okay. So I roll 2 dice again, is it
Doing
1 blue,
that
1 red?
Makes you gain nightmare too, so.
1 blue, 1 red, same thing?
For example, Nikki is attacked by a shadow. She defends by taking a combat test using her combat score of 2. Once the attack is resolved, just taking the attacks there. Okay. Take a combat test. Taking tests. Combat, magic, blah 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 blah. Yeah. 1 blue, 1 red.
Okay. And the blue is positive,
Yeah.
so I got a 1,
What's your combat score?
2. So I need to beat it or be under it.
Combine the 2 values. Keep in mind, if the number of the red die is larger than the blue die, the result is negative. Add the die results. Test results cannot be less than 0. Find the range in which your test result fails and check that range when determining the result of your test. Some tests do not have a range of possible success and can only be passed or failed. These tests will have the minimum result needed to pass the test listed next to the test type, such as take a social test 5.
Oops. So I had to get
So
over
your combat is 2, so I think you have to get a 2 plus to
2 or
pass.
over. Okay, so I fail, and I take a point of damage, which will be these things. Alright. So I have a point of damage. Okay. That's the end of my turn. Your turn.
Alright, so I'm going to move.
You can come help attack it, and there's your things.
What's my move? My movement's only 1. Fuck. So I would have to move. I would have to channel to move to. Alright, well, I guess I'm channeling.
Okay. So,
So
place
this,
that.
I think this gets knocked over and he comes in.
No. That you just swap them. You only get knocked over if you're in that doubt. If the doubt is affected.
Oh, okay.
And then you place the one that you channeled into the first star, so you know that basically you're getting level 1. So you get the passive effect and you get the card.
Okay. So I channeled for 1, I'll move for 2, and I'll attack for
That's over
3.
there. There you go.
Okay. Burn. Fire can create or destroy. It does not choose which to do. As an action, play this card and take a magic test and deal damage to 1 target. Okay. And then whenever you deal damage, you may receive 1 wound to deal an additional damage. Okay, so I channeled.
Come here.
Spending conviction and channeling
Come here.
also creates nightmare, correct? To channel, I also create nightmare.
Spend 3 conviction to channel your animus.
A player may spend conviction.
Oh, channeling is a
Channel
free
the-
action.
The animus is a dream identity card to gain access. A player may spend conviction to channel their animus. Well, I need to defeat him anyways.
Yeah, but you still have. So channeling is a
This
free
is
action.
a free action. Oh, okay. The amount of conviction spent. Player gains the benefit.
Well, that's kind of silly because I think.
They also take the appropriate ranked card.
Hold on a second. Where is that book? Because that means that it would be more difficult for me. Remember we were talking about how to be under or over? If I channel and become more powerful, my combat goes up and then passing the test would be harder, not easier. Okay, so for you attacking if you meet that difficulty, you deal the character's damage to the enemy. If your test result is higher than the difficulty, add 1 extra damage for each point above the difficulty. If you fall short of the difficulty, nothing happens. Okay, so you're attacking and your combat is what? Or you're doing magic or combat?
I'm not even doing anything right now.
Oh, I
I
thought
am
you
just
were-
trying to move. I'm trying to figure out if channeling my animus creates nightmare. I feel like I
Oh.
read that somewhere.
Okay, 1 second.
Because it said you want to channel your animus appropriately, because doing so increases something.
Yeah, I seem to remember that as well. Okay, conviction, nightmare, and doubt.
A player may spend 1, 2, 3 convictions to channel animus. More information about animus can be found in the animus section.
If any card says a player must sacrifice conviction, remove that conviction token from the character's conviction track. Do not place a nightmare token in the nightmare track. Sacrificing conviction is safer in this way, but can only be done in special circumstances. Okay, so conviction currency is used to perform multiple actions. Represents the inner strength and will. Spending conviction allows the player to channel their animus and make their
Oh yeah, so the one I
the one
spent.
downside is that
it
more
flips.
convictions spent, the angrier the
I just read it,
doubt.
babe. I just read
Okay.
that section. So it flips. The amount I spend flips and goes to into nightmare. So I created nightmare by spending 1. That's what happened. Alright, so that was a free action. So I can move for 1.
So I almost feel like you didn't really need to spend it right now. You did that just to get more movement, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it might be safe then, because you definitely want to kill it. So you may
And
want to do
then
that.
I'm going to attack it. I mean, I could attack it with magic, I guess. So I get, my magic is a 9 right now. So how do I,
So you roll 2 dice. And what did I just say? What was it?
combat? Attacking an enemy. The difficulty is of the combat score of your target.
If your test result is higher than the difficulty, the combat score of your target. Okay, if you meet that difficulty, you deal your character's damage to the enemy.
So I just have to beat a 1.
Wait. Attack an enemy, the difficulty is the combat score of your target. The combat score of your target is 1.
Okay, so I just have to beat a 1.
Yeah. Anything over that is an extra point of damage. So as long as you don't get
So
negative.
I got a 1.
Alright, so he's dead.
Okay.
Whenever a player or Reaver nemesis takes damage, place 1 wound token on the character mat. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was for you.
So I defeated an enemy. How do I keep track of this? I guess I'll use these.
Keep track of what?
How many enemies I've killed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to kill 3. Alright, so there's 1.
Okay, and then take him off
Alright,
the
and
board.
then he comes off. Okay,
Alright,
and then that was just 2 actions,
so you
so
moved, attacked. Yep, you got 1 more. You could either try to use the ability of the thing.
Sacrifice, I have none.
Oh, that's right. You could rest and remove that extra nightmare again, or you could gain.
Oh, I can rest, yeah. Can I
Or-
rest in anima form?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, I kind of want to keep the nightmare because
you could keep the nightmare, and then you could.
I can
just
gain
gain
a conviction.
conviction, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. And then my turn. Now
Okay,
it's
so now it's
night phase again.
Night phase. Oh, also, did I take a card this time? I did, right? And then every time I take that, I'm supposed to take a dream fragment. Is that right?
You didn't take a card. We took a card last turn.
No, let's see. No.
Did you finish your card?
So remember, I had 2 downtowns. The first one was just wait there and be downtown again. The second one, I didn't move. I just stayed there and did it again. And didn't it say that after every reflection card, you take a fragment? Is that right? Yeah. So I did. So I got to take another one of these. Abigail's Peace. With one of the beast's favored victims now under your protection, the beast's hold on the situation has started to slip. Soon it won't be able to strike from the shadows. All anima gain +1 magic.
Okay.
All anima, so that's you and me.
Yep.
And so that's our base people.
So when do I convert back? At the end of the next day phase?
Yeah, that's the cleanup
Okay.
beginning. So what we haven't figured
So we're
out
on
is
day phase right now,
we haven't
right?
figured out is if
No, we're on nightmare phase. Okay.
okay, this goes over here.
So how long do these last, these echoes? Doesn't really say.
The echoes, I think, only last. They actually said in there that it's from the night before, so it sounds like it only
They are
lasts
drawn
through the
at the
day.
beginning of every day phase except the first.
Yeah. So I think that
But you drew a fragment, right? A dream fragment?
yeah, not an echo. I haven't done the echoes yet.
Okay.
What was your echo again?
+2 magic.
Yeah. So I think that only lasted that day. I think. But we could do a search for it. You can Google it or check that one might have a better source than this.
So the way we summon the beast is through dream reflections. If you were to grab a dream reflection before you've completed the end of your card, we would summon the beast before you complete your own personal reflections.
Well, it does say
Right?
in here that you would
So
times.
it would make sense that you have to complete your personal reflections before the beast is summoned, right?
So do you think that basically we're only supposed to take one of these after we've gotten to the end of our entire reflection?
No. I'm saying that you have to finish if what I was
It's not clear to me. But
where's
yeah,
the
we could do
dream
that.
reflections part? Where's the part that says you have to take a card
That's on here.
when you complete
Personal
something?
reflections. At the end of every reflection.
At the end of every personal reflection?
Doesn't say that. It says at the end of every reflection, a player will receive a dream fragment which is used to force the beast to manifest.
So at the end of each reflection, which has to be one of these. So the end of
that's
the
why
reflection.
this one says you're a step closer. So some of these cards give you things.
Right, I have a sword that gave me +2
Right.
combat.
Some of them just say you're closer to. They don't give you anything. They just say you're closer to the beast. So yes, you could potentially, summon the beast before you had finished your reflection track.
But it makes more sense to me that, like, I have 2 cards as well, but my second card is not complete until I've defeated 3 enemies and I've gone to the police station. It makes sense that I would not grab another reflection card until this whole card is complete.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
To me.
Okay. It did note in there that sometimes people will be finishing at different. God, why is my foot falling asleep? Some people will be finishing at different times.
Yes.
Because you have different tasks. Okay, well then I will just wait to take that card then. All right. So we're at the nightmare phase, and then so the first thing we do is enemies act, right?
We have to
Or
do
no.
a nightmare test. I think every
No,
night
that's
phase.
that's part 3. Nightmare. That's part 3.
Okay.
So the first thing is all enemies act, starting with the enemy with the lowest combat score. We have no enemies. Raise taint. All locations listed. Section is scenario repaired have a taint increased by 1. If the location hits 5, then things happen.
Enemies.
Now we take our nightmare test. Roll 1 die. The result is the same or lower than the number of nightmare we have. Oh, I need to get rid of this.
1.
2. Okay, so I'm good.
So if it's the same or lower, what?
If it's the same or lower than the number of nightmare they have, they spawn an enemy.
Okay, so I spawn an enemy.
Okay. Which is good. You wanted an enemy, right?
Yes.
And I'm guessing
The
that
enemy immediately attacks, so I think
it does just spawn a base shadow, or what do we spawn?
it spawns on me, I guess.
Yeah, but what type of enemy and like does it say? Oh, it's based on. Okay, this is where it's based on your nightmare. So you have 1, so it's just a 1/1 enemy. So you are
I'm right there.
here. Okay. Well, this is convenient for you. Okay, so now when they spawn, what did I read? I don't. That was only they only attack first if it's if it's a card. I think, right? Is that what I said? Cards like personal reflection or dark magic cards cause them to spawn.
Spawning an enemy with a failed nightmare test.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Choose a shadow dial at random. The number denoted by a dot is the base combat and health score of the shadow.
Whenever an enemy is spawned on a space without a player, they move to attack. Okay, when an enemy is spawned from a failed nightmare test, it immediately attacks or uses dark magic. Okay, so it does attack you.
Is there a dot? What is a dot? What is he talking about? A
No,
dot?
1/1. 1/1.
It says something about a dot here. For every point of nightmare, okay. The number denoted by a dot is the base combat and health score of the shadow. Choose a shadow dial at random.
Oh.
I don't see
Look.
any dots.
Some of the numbers are. See how these are 1 is a red, this is 2 is a red? I think the red is the base. See how they're different?
Yeah.
Alright.
So one at random.
I see now. So yeah,
1.
okay, so that was a 1. So basically, apparently these things aren't meant to always stay on one or the other. They get moved around.
Okay. So it's a 1. Okay. Now what?
That's a weird. I don't think that's correct. That needs to be.
It's weird, yeah.
That needs to be the thing. Okay, so it immediately attacks. So you need to roll defense.
Okay. So when it spawns on me, did it say?
Yeah. Yep. And
Number on the dial is greater than 5. R will be visible.
so the difficulty of the combat score. So the combat score of the attacker is 1. So basically, you have to roll and get.
By the dot. For every point of nightmare the player had at the time of the failed nightmare test, raises those scores by 1, so it's a 2.
Oh, did we have a bonus?
because I have a nightmare of 1. It's spawned with a 1, but because I have a nightmare of 1, it's a 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If the number on the dial is greater than 5, an R will be visible. When this happens, remove the shadow and place it with a reaver.
Okay. So, he's 2 combat, so you have to roll your blue and your red, and you have to get the same or higher than 2.
And I got a 3.
So you got 3, so you beat him. So, well, you defend against it, so you don't take any damage.
I don't, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that was
So
that was
the
that. He
nightmare
spawned.
test.
Yep. Nightmare phase action. So that's this. Every night, draw 1 the Beast Strikes card and follow the instructions. Okay. The Beast Strikes. The giant dog has claimed another victim. Its strength grows along with its bloodlust. Place this card face up next to the Beast combat card. The Beast receives +1 health and +1 combat when manifested. Yikes, he's getting strong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we go back to upkeep. Any character in their animus form is returned to their waking world self.
Okay.
Doubting characters are returned to their right position. Okay, Echo. Each player draws 1 Echo. This replaces their current Echo card. It's right there on the damn thing.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, so this will be the discards. Here, these are your dice. Alright.
I think those are your dice.
Oh, I've got a whole stack. Those are all yours. Exhausted. When you were running as fast as possible, yet it wasn't fast enough, no matter how hard you try, your legs just would not move any faster. You feel the creeping sensation that your depths are catching up with you. -1 to movement.
Swiftness. The criminal ran, but there was no escaping you. It was more than just a ring. It was your ring. Having grabbed the thief in the dream, you're pretty sure you still have a touch of speed in your legs should you need it, +1 movement.
Okay. My movement is the same whether I'm in other form or not. So,
Okay, who's gonna go first? Is that what we decide now?
yeah, now we decide. So I was just going to let you fight and I'll just move because I need to get to the
So
boxing
I'll go
gym.
first.
Yeah.
I can't beat him though. The world is merely a source of personal amusement. While he has learned to hide it well, there is nothing he finds more satisfying than watching others burn. Wow, he's kind of a sadistic fuck.
Oh, what was your passive in your card last time when you were fighting? I don't even know if we looked at that.
It was just I can play it to make it take a magic test and deal damage to one target.
Okay. So you can use magic though, can't you, instead?
I think those are just my like test check combat versions.
Oh, so combat magic can't be used as combat?
I don't
Let's see what
understand.
magic does. Magic.
I think those are just things for taking tests.
Yes. Magic. Characters proficient in magic tests. Yep. That's what it says.
It's just for tests. It's not so the bullet and the plus health are the ones. The bullet is your damage. I
Okay,
think.
so you right now, you don't have the ability to attack him without channeling again. So basically, what's going
Well,
on?
I can't one shot him without channeling. Probably.
Well, you need the kill more than me to finish your card. So, I guess you might as well channel again.
I don't know that I should channel because he only does 1 damage. To do additional damage, I have to take a wound.
Well, he's only got. Oh, he's got 2 health. I see.
To deal 1 additional
I see.
damage.
He only goes.
He does 1 damage as well. So I could just start dealing
Start dealing damage.
damage.
Oh, your health actually changes between your modes.
And I think I can, I mean, as long as I do damage.
Oh,
does
well,
that
let's do it
count?
together. I'll go first. I'll attack. I can do 2 damage. and then you can do the last killing blow.
If you do 2 damage, he dies.
Oh.
You must defeat 3 enemies anywhere in the city. So does it mean any of us? Or do I have to deal damage to him to defeat him?
Well, let's treat it like a video game. If you do damage to it, it counts as...
Okay, so I'll go first. I'll do at least 1 damage, hopefully, and then you can finish him off.
And then if not, I'll just move and you can stay there another round.
Well, I can attack. I have 3 actions, right? I can attack 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep. Go ahead.
Right.
So you go first then. Go ahead and do it.
Alright, so I'm gonna attack and I use moving easily. Okay, so I'm rolling 0. Boom.
Rough. Okay. Go again.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
More than 0. And
There you
2.
go. 2. So you do 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so those were my turns.
Okay, so I'm going to attack. And I got 4, so he takes 2 damage and he's dead.
Alright.
Alright, so go ahead and put another cube on there. Alright, so then I am going to... Oh, well. You used all your... Okay, so I still have to
You
decide
still
what
have
I
2
want to do.
actions.
So I'm going to move for 2 because I have 1 less movement. So 1, 2. Take a social test. If you pass, remove 1 shadow from any location. Don't really want to do that anyway. So I guess I could
have any
just...
shadows. Those are taint.
Is that you or me?
You're not here.
What?
Cooper came by to see me apparently
Oh.
at work.
Okay.
I'm not.
So I'm going to use my last thing to move. So I'm at the boxing thing. So now I take this card. This gives everyone +1 to magic.
Okay.
Does not go there. This goes here. And then but I don't have an action left to do my next no, wait. Reflect. Yeah, I don't have an action left to pull my reflection, so I just have to stay there. Okay. So that's the end of the actions for us. Oh, we forgot to do the part. Did we do a gain? We need to gain a conviction and a nightmare. We forgot to do that
Or
part.
what? Why?
It's just the 3rd part of the phase order. So after we pull the echo card, see where it says
We're on
conviction?
neck
nightmare?
phase. Oh, we're on day phase now, right?
Yeah, day phase. So after we did the echo card, before we did our actions, we were supposed to each take 1 conviction and 1 nightmare. That's how you gain.
Each player gains a conviction and a nightmare. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, truthfully, then, you know what? Why don't I'm gonna give that back a second. I'll stay here and I'll use my last action to rest and remove a nightmare. How about that?
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Alright.
Because I wasn't gonna be able to do anything on that last one anyway. Okay, so now we've done all our actions. Let's flip over to night phase. All enemies act. We have no enemies. Taints go up. So this
It's 5. It
It's
doesn't do
5.
anything until we get to 6.
I thought it said
On 6, you
if a
put
location.
shadow.
Oh yeah, yep. I see. If a location already has 5. All right.
Okay.
So it said something about managing taint. Is there something that we can do that removes taint from those things? I don't see how that is an action. Maybe they just mean killing the things that spawn from that. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
Okay.
Other than enemies get a bonus if they're standing on it.
All right.
Okay.
So the next part is the nightmare test. Each player rolls 1 die.
And I have to beat a what?
The result is the same as or lower than the number of the nightmare. So
Right
basically,
there I have 3.
I'm good.
So good.
Which you actually wanted 1.
It did.
I have a feeling that something will spawn at some point anyway. Okay, so and the last part is the night phase action for this thing, which was the beast strikes. A dark time begets dark things. A messenger runs up to the player closest to the voodoo. We're equidistant, so we just roll it off, they said. Do a roll off. Whoever. I got a 3, you got a 4, so it's going to go to you. Pressing a small figure into their hands. This player may discard this card and gain 3 nightmare to cancel the effects of one of the beast strike cards when it is drawn. So just hold on to that, I guess. It's a lot of nightmare, but it basically cancel out a worse strike card, so it might be handy. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're back to the next day phase. We return characters to the raider. Neither of us were in that zone. We each take an echo and replace our old echo. Brilliance. Your companions looked on while you bravely fought a terrible flaming demon. Oh, was that right? When the bridge underneath you broke, you sparred in free fall and were ultimately victorious over this nightmarish beast. +5 to magic.
I get -2 magic. I'm
So
shaken.
now you're +1.
In your nightmare, a powerful mage had their way with you and used telekinesis to fling you around like a rag doll. That feeling of helplessness has stayed with you. -2 magic.
Alright, so technically you're a +1. Or wait, no, this is just to me, not to both. So
That's
it's
to
not.
you.
The other one was
this
to
is
both of us.
me. Alright, so now what? Now
Okay.
each player gains a conviction,
Conviction
and a
and a
nightmare.
nightmare.
Nightmare's getting kind of high.
Okay.
Decide your action order.
Alright. So you just need to find things to fight, right? So why don't I go first and see if my card will spawn something, and then you can move to it.
Okay.
So I will move, and that's my first action. My second action will be to reflect. Oh, well, so I'll finally take that card. Okay, so now everyone gains 1 magic.
Okay.
Boxing gym. Just outside, the sounds of sparring can be heard from the packed boxing gym. You stand frozen in the doorway, the din reminding you of the nightmarish moment in your dream when you were gripped with fear and unable to help your friends. You must push on and find help before the beast claims more lives. Gain 1 nightmare. Buddy, I don't know what you said or did or asked for, but I'd hate to be in your shoes today. I've been asked to give you some special training. Jacob stirs you from your reverie. You look like you've seen a ghost, pal. Listen, I'll tell Mel you did what she wanted. I'm not one for her games. You'll need what she's got before you go find this thing anyway. Just head over to the hospital next. So I might go to the hospital. I found there was did you want me to, there's a little NPC thing that tells you about Melisandre and John. You want me to read him real quick?
Sure.
Melisandre. In a different time, Melisandre had fought the demons of the below openly in the streets, waging the final war over mankind with a zeal that even her kin could rarely match. Mortals are endlessly amusing to her, so much so that being sent back in time to Earth before the apocalypse began was as much a blessing as it was a curse. The curse of her predicament was that she could no longer fight for humans actively. The end time had not yet arrived. So she was forced to take no active hand while walking the earth. While it bothered her tremendously to not be able to lay waste to those who seek mankind's downfall, Melisandre was always a promiscuous angel,
Oh, she's an angel.
looking for ways to bend rules and have fun.
Once having adapted to her new existence, she began working as a sort of street dealer, handing occult knowledge and material, or handling occult knowledge and material. Many anima have said that if there is something important to be found, Melisandre either has it or once did. And then the other guy I was talking to was Jacob. I don't have anything on Jacob. Abigail James. Yeah, there's other names here, but doesn't include that. Okay. So I moved with my first one. My second one was a reflection card, and then my third would be, you know what? I'm definitely gonna rest and take a let's see. Where is the hospital at? It's right one below me.
Nope.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go there. Oh, but it's gonna spawn things. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna rest.
Okay.
I'll wait till next turn.
How do you know it's gonna spawn things?
Well, we'll have to do a nightmare test. So it would be doing if I'd have 3 instead of 2.
Okay.
So the same thing that you're gonna face right now.
So my turn.
Your turn. So where is your next
I have to
thing?
go to the police station, so
So
I'm
you could
just
just
gonna
start
go.
moving there.
Oh, I can only move one,
Yeah. So just move 1 and then.
and then I'm gonna rest for 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we did our conviction, we did our actions, flipping over the night phase. Enemies act, we have no enemies. Raise the taint. Okay, now we're going over 5. So you remove 4.
Right, and then you put a shadow. Was it a shadow? Is that what it said?
Where's it? Increase my one location. Already has 5. Remove 4 taint cubes and place a shadow there. Okay. And then the same thing for. Oh wait, nope. That's gonna go to 5. That's going to 5. So they're not there yet.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Well, now you've got. You know what?
Is the shadow supposed to be random again? It's supposed to be You're supposed to.
I'm supposed to have a couple of. You're right. I should probably.
So just pick one of these, and then tell me what the number is, and we'll put the number on that.
It's 1.
We can
It's
just
the
use
same.
this one. Okay,
It's the
so
same.
we'll just use that one. And we don't have to put them together.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the raised taint. Oh, and when they spawn, they move their movement and attack. So he can't get to you, but he can move 1.
Okay.
So we can't go
He
that way.
can't go
So he goes
that
this way
way.
and he has to stop anyway. Monsters do obey the stop signs
Oh.
for whatever reason.
Alright.
So even if he had 2 movement, he'd have to stop there.
Okay.
Okay, and then nightmare test.
test.
That's 1 die.
6.
5. Okay, so we're both good on that. And then nightmare phase action, which is the beast strikes. The beast lies dormant for the night, a temporary reprieve from the violence. Okay.
Okay.
What have we been doing with the other beast cards? Oh, is that?
They're right here.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because they actually stayed on the character. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just put it underneath.
All right. That's the end of that. Back to day. Neither of us are in our animus forms. We each take an echo to replace our old echo. Hastened. Last night your movements were like a blur. The world appeared to move in slow motion and you could dance circles around your enemies with ease. Upon awakening, it appears your body remembers some of that feeling. +1 action this day phase. Cool.
-3 social. Surrounded by the ghosts of departed loved ones screaming for help, you stood in in stunned silence. Sound of your own bawling has awoken you from the nightmare. I'm haunted, apparently.
Haunted. Okay, so then we take our conviction and nightmare. This is getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm definitely going to move 1. And then I don't... Oh, I thought that's health. I don't have any missing health. So then I'm going to rest and remove 1 of these. And then I'm going to, for free, I'm going to spend one of these.
To transform.
Oh, you know, I could do it in 2. Let's see, reduce damage felt by all sources. Yeah, why don't I use 2?
But when you transform, those turn into nightmare.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So if you want to transform, you can, but
It gives me.
it gives you more nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know. That's danger. Danger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I could do 1 at least. We'll be back to 3. Whenever you defeat an enemy, you may freely move to an adjacent space that has an enemy on it. Okay. I think things are gonna start getting bad.
Have you taken all your actions?
No, 1 more. Well, actually 2 more because I have an extra one. So I'm at the hospital. So I'm gonna do my reflection.
So that's an action. So you're...
Oh, so first I made it to the hospital. So I take the dream fragment.
Okay.
James's promise. After speaking with James, it's clear that the beast emerged from James's nightmares, but he has promised to start fighting back. James's conviction strengthens your own. All anima gain 1 extra conviction every day phase. So we actually get 2
every
time.
phase. So that's nice.
Cool. Of course, I'm going to max out anyway.
Okay, so that was 2 actions, right?
Right, and then the last one will be
You get
my next
4
card.
actions, correct? You said +1.
Yeah. So the next one is you sit in the hospital waiting area for a few minutes before your phone rings. Time for part 2. This one is even easier than part 1. I've had Asha paged for you. God, these are written weird. I want you to look her in the eye and give her the best insult you can think of. And it better be a good one. I'll know if it's not. Once you've delivered the message, head over to the DCMA headquarters. By the time Melisandre gets off the phone, you find yourself face to face with Asha. Take a social test and deliver your best insult.
Your best insult. I want to hear the insult.
So basically 0. 0 to 3, Asha stares at you and silently walks away. You may not use the hospital to heal for the rest of the game.
Oh.
If I had beaten it, she would have said, seriously, tell Melisandre it'll never clear up if she doesn't stop scratching. Alright, and so I have to make it to the DCMA headquarters. Okay, so I moved for 1. I rested for 1. I did my card for 1, so I have 1 more action. I need to go back toward DCMA, and I have a movement of 3 again. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Does anything happen when I land on those?
Does it say? Something happens when you get there?
No, all the anima in the warehouse are ignored by all enemies. Okay, so no. All right. DCMA headquarters. So I've arrived there. I can't do anything, but I can take the fragment for arriving there. This feather. Okay, angelic feather. This feather is charred and frayed at the ends, but it still remains steadfast and true. All anima gain +1 movement. Hey, you can move too.
Yay.
Okay, so that was the end of mine. It's now your turn. Go kill him, baby.
So,
Excuse you.
alright. I'm gonna rest for 1, move for 2, and fight for 3.
I'll get my power back. Okay, what are you doing? I gotta grab the power cord.
What is he? He's a 1. God, I fail.
Alright. Did you beat him? No.
Nope. Failed.
But you get more actions, yeah?
No.
Yeah, that was it?
That was it.
Okay.
That's 3 actions. Do I get an extra action for your card too, or is it just you?
No, that was just me.
Okay.
You get extra conviction, extra movement, and extra magic. Okay. That was the end of our actions. Alright. Enemies. Enemies act, starting with the enemy with the lowest combat score. There's only one out there. He's going to attack you. So you got to defend against a 1. Should be able to do that.
Okay.
You should be able to do that. Sweet.
1.
You did it. Alright, so he doesn't damage you. And raise the taint. Alright, so all of those become random dudes. So I'll just take 2 of these. Now, they did say, though, that enemies that are, well, that's, never mind, we're not on them. So if you were fighting an enemy in a zone with a cube, he gets a bonus.
Right.
Okay, so when they spawn, they move and attack. So this one's going to move and attack me, and this one's just going to move. Oh, he's got movement too. Damn, they both can move and attack me. Great.
So that might be a good time to...
Okay, so, but they're both 1. So I just have to get a 1 or more, right? Or 1 or less. Okay, so the first one, I got a 0. So it has to be over, right?
Yeah, it has to be meeting or over.
So the first one is going to attack me. And they're both the same? Are they both the same? No. So that one is attacking me first. And, they're both attacking me. So they both hit me.
Okay.
So one does 1 damage and the other one does 2 damage. So I take 3 damage right off of that. That's...
Ouch. So you're hurting.
1,
You have
2, 3.
4
I have
life.
4 in each, yeah. It's not really clear too, is like, does the damage only stay with you in that mode or does it transfer?
It only stays with you in that mode.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they damaged me, that was their attack. That one already attacked you and missed, right? So,
Right.
That was the raised tank phase. Nightmare test, okay.
2, 2.
And mine's over, so I'm good.
So mine meets it, which means it spawns.
Which means it spawns. Okay. Okay. So I'd only take 2 damage, not 3. So there's that. Okay. That was the nightmare test, correct?
Yep.
Okay. They spawned, they attacked.
They attacked you.
Yep.
You
Okay.
tried to... Okay, never mind.
So I took damage, okay. Now it's the night phase action, which is the beast strikes. The beast strikes. The giant dog has claimed another victim. Its strength grows along with its bloodlust. Place this card face up next to the beast's combat card. The beast receives +1 combat. So now he's at +2. +2 combat. I guess I'll do it like this. Here we go. Okay. Okay, and that is the end of the night. Now we return back to the day. Neither of us are in our animus form. An echo, a new echo.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? During our last phase where we had our echoes first, the thing about... Oh, no, never mind. I'm thinking about the wrong thing. That was right. Never mind. Okay. Energized. Carrying the fallen to safety in a war-torn fantasy has left you feeling invigorated. You receive an extra conviction at the beginning of this day phase.
-1 combat. You forced your enemies to cower in fear, but when you woke, the tables had turned and you are now the one afraid. Great. Fantastic. Awesome. Alright, so...
Alright. So I'm going to have to do some fighting. You're going to have to do some fighting. You want to go first this time?
Yeah, I guess I will try to kill that guy.
Oh, I didn't spawn another one. Those were the two from there. Hold on a second.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so we did the. Well, we gotta go back for a second to the nightmare phase. So we rose the taint, and then when we raise the taint, as soon as they spawn in, they move and attack. Those were the two from the taint.
Yes.
Then I failed the nightmare test, and I'm supposed to spawn another one. And the one that I spawned, he's more powerful because he's based on my nightmare.
So he's gonna be a 3.
So I'm supposed to take one randomly, and I'm
Random.
just gonna, whatever, this guy. Oh my god, another 2/2.
You picked him. That's
Ah.
it.
All right, so then he's gonna be 3, 4, 5. He's gonna be 5,
Ouch.
and he spawns in, and he attacks me.
Fuck.
So I gotta roll a defense again. So that was 2. Come on, defend.
Fail.
Zero. So okay, so I
So he
take
takes
2 points of damage, and that
You go into doubt. You died.
is that what happens?
Yeah.
There was a section I was just looking at on that.
Or you gain doubt. Something about doubt.
Yeesh. Okay. Damn.
Oh, you have to get 2 doubt tokens, then you're dead. So you gain a doubt token.
Again, a doubt token. The character's real world self has wounds as they do health. Again, a doubt point. Place a doubt token on the character mat and topple over the cardboard standee. The player becomes untargetable by all enemies and actions the rest of the rest of the next day phase.
So this is when you fall over.
Yeah, okay, so
And you gain a doubt,
I
right?
need a doubt right here. Is there any way to get rid of those doubts?
I don't think so. That's how you track whether you die. And then...
Okay. Okay, so that was the end of that nightmare. So now we are in a new day phase.
Place a doubt token on the anima mat. Okay, remove all wound tokens from it and topple over the cardboard standee. So all your wounds
Go away.
disappear.
Okay.
The player becomes untargetable. The player's conviction and nightmare scores are not affected by the gaining a doubt point. Okay.
Okay. So now we're back to the beginning. And did you already do anything? Did we do anything on the new day? We took our echoes. We haven't done our conviction or our nightmare. So we need to take a conviction nightmare. I'm full on conviction. So I'm only taking a nightmare. Alright, we gotta manage some of my nightmare. This is gonna get bad real quick.
Okay.
Alright, do you wanna go first?
Player decides in what order they will take their actions.
Because then you might be able to come help.
Yes.
So try to kill yours first.
Did I do my nightmare roll? I did, because I got
you,
a 2.
Yeah, you did okay.
Alright, so I am... I think I should transform, but...
Transform! Come on, Daniel! Transform! You can do it!
You're knocked over, right?
No, I stood back up at the beginning of this turn.
Okay.
We were fixing that last turn, remember?
Okay. I am at -1 combat. So I have to meet or beat my combat score, right, in order to do damage. Is that correct?
Hold on. When you're attacking,
-1 combat.
yeah, you've got to no, not your combat. The combat score of the target.
Oh. So what does my combat score have anything to do with anything? Just for checks, for skill checks?
Yep, and let's see, defending against enemy, take a combat test. The difficulty of the combat score of the attacker. Yeah, it must be
So
for
that
some
if I was
specific
defending, then my combat score is something I have to.
No, it says the
Right.
difficulty is for defending against an enemy. When defending against an enemy, take a combat test, and the difficulty is the combat score of the attacker. So there must be a combat test that happens, like as part of a card roll or something.
That's why I'm wondering, why do I have a combat score then?
Yeah, I know. That's kind of weird. Unless this is a misprint.
I feel
me
like
see.
that is something I have to meet or beat in order to do damage. But I'm confused.
Yeah, so when attacking an enemy, take a combat test. The difficulty of the combat score. The difficulty is the combat score of your target. If you meet the difficulty,
Come here.
you deal your character's damage to the enemy. If your test result is higher than the difficulty, add 1 extra damage. If you fall short, nothing happens. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, god damn, why didn't they say that? Now I know why. Some of these games just have terrible rule instructions. Okay, so in the combat test, when you're attacking something, it says, it only gives this in the example. So it says, when attacking an enemy, take a combat test. The difficulty is the combat score of your target. If you meet that difficulty, you deal your character's damage to the enemy. If your test result is higher than difficulty, add 1 extra damage for each point of deal. Now listen to the example. If Nikki is attacking a shadow and has a combat score of 1, Nikki rolls her 2 dice. The blue die shows 5, the red die shows 4, so the result of the roll is 1. She adds this +1 to her combat score, which is 2, for a test result of 3. She has passed the difficulty of this combat test and can deal 2 damage as per Nikki's Anima Mat. Since she beat this difficulty by 2, 3 versus 1, she also deals an additional 2 damage. That makes her damage total 4.
That's
So,
confusing.
no, now it makes more sense. So the roll that you're rolling is a modifier to your combat score. So that's the randomness. So you do better when you're... So basically, when you roll an attack, and if you get a 0, it's 0 plus 2. So the ones that you've been missing by, like... We've basically been screwing it up. Well,
Okay, well,
they
let's
have
do
horrible...
it.
They have horrible... So... For defense...
Let's do it right now because I'm gonna fight something.
Okay, alright.
So
You're attacking...
I've turned into my Animus.
Okay.
I am using my rank 3 ability as an action. I play this card and take a magic test and deal damage to every anima and enemy in my space.
Alright.
Including myself.
So you have... You want to roll the dice and then add your combat to it. And you want to meet it or exceed it.
But I'm doing a magic test.
Oh, sorry, you're doing a magic test.
So to do a magic test, my
How-
magic is 7
Why are you doing a magic test again?
because of this card.
Oh, the card.
I'm using this card.
So same thing. Same things. You're gonna roll and you're gonna add your modifier. So you're gonna roll first and then add whatever your score on your card is. Hi, bud. Hi. I know. Okay. I know. Oh. So calculate that first. What you got?
4.
You got a 4. So 4 plus 7
So you hit hard. So
So
he's
I
only
hit for
got
11.
yeah. He's dead. He's overkilled.
All of them are, though.
Oh, you're over there. I thought you were fighting the one next to you.
No.
Oh, wait a
All
second.
of them die.
No. Hold on.
So
So
this is a 5.
you just attack each one individually.
6. No,
No?
my card deals damage to everything in my space.
Oh shit! Well, you didn't read that part to me.
I did.
Okay.
So at 7 life here, I've done 11 damage. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. They're dead.
And your card is complete.
But I also do damage to myself, which means I'm dead. So I take a doubt.
Oh, okay. Ouch.
I basically blew myself up to kill them all.
Okay.
So what happens when you die and I'm in animus form?
You. Let's see. Animus defeat. If your animus has as many wounds as they do health, you're reverted back to your real world anima,
Okay.
and that immediately and
I'm knocked over.
and then immediately gain 1 wound on your anima. Place the animus locked token on top of your animus map. The next time you channel your animus, you must spend 1 extra convention. So you see, remember how the star, flip the star over, it's like a little slash. So basically, the next time you want to channel, you have to spend an extra one.
An
to channel.
extra action. I have to spend an action because it's a free action to channel. Or I have to spend an extra conviction.
You have to spend an extra conviction. So if you were
to do
whatever.
something.
So if you're doing 1, you'd have to
Okay.
spend 2. If you're doing 3, you'd have to spend 4.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. So that was that all your movements
That was everything.
or actions?
Well, I'm dead. I died.
Oh, that's right. So even
So I'm done, right? Or do I still do an action as an
no, I
as
think
my real world self?
I think yeah, you can't be targeted and you can't do anything.
Okay, so I'm done.
You're down. Okay. It's too bad we can't like heal each other.
Where's the hospital? There. Well, I don't need it now, but
I mean, it doesn't say that you couldn't. See, that's what's the thing. It's like, so here you are, you're on this thing where it says you could spend one of those things to remove, damage. I'm like, okay, can you do that by using your last action? It doesn't say that you lose your actions, actually. It just
but I
says
did
you can't be
11
targeted.
damage to myself. I only have 3 life, so it wouldn't be enough to keep me alive.
No.
anyway.
I mean, but remember, you just gained an extra. So you actually gained 1 extra damage after turning back to your regular form. So you're not downed. You're just back to your regular form.
And I gain what? 1
No, no.
damage to myself.
Or did I just? So I don't think you actually gain a doubt. 1 second.
I don't gain a
Animus.
doubt.
If your animus has as many wounds as they do health, you are reverted back to your real world anima, and then immediately gain 1 wound.
Okay, so give me a wound. So I don't have a doubt. I just have a wound.
You just have a
now.
wound. And here's a wound. Right. Now, what I'm wondering is, okay, so you're not downed,
Right.
so you can use your other action.
So I have 1 more action. Well, I moved for 1, fought for 2, use this as for 2,
So you could do the action
And
on
then-
the DCMA.
and
You
I
could
have 1 more.
you could spend 1 to remove that, but you don't need it that badly. But
I'm full on nightmare, so can I actually spend a conviction? Oh, I would just take it off the board.
Yeah.
That's right.
you just use it, or you could rest and remove some nightmare. Maybe that's a better option.
Or rest, yeah.
Removing it because you're gonna gain
Okay.
it back though. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's better to remove the health. You know what? It's
Let's
gonna be bad no
remove-
matter what.
let's
So
remove
yeah,
this
remove the
then.
health. There you go. And you'll get that back, and you won't get any more nightmare because it'll be maxed out.
Okay.
Okay, so that was you. You attacked. I attacked. Okay. We're good.
Oh yeah, and that was 3. That was.
Oh yeah, so
my
you can,
3, you guys.
and you're at the place you need to be.
But I can only do this during the day phase, so.
Oh, well, we're
Okay.
at the day phase when you completed it. When you killed all those things.
Doesn't this require an action though to do this?
No, not to finish the card. It requires an. What was the end of your card to complete it?
I have to go to the police station.
So you're not there. So you just
Okay.
wait. Okay. All right. So night phase. Enemies move and attack. So he can't get to us, but he can move 1 toward us at the police station. Okay. Raise the taint. So add 1 taint cube to all the locations. Okay. Nightmare test. Gonna roll our nightmare die.
6.
Okay, we're good. And then night phase action, which is the beast strikes. You want to do it this time?
There have been sightings of a giant wild animal running loose in the park. A shadow appears in the park. If it is not defeated by the end of the next day phase, place this card next to the beast's combat card. The beast receives +1 health when manifested. Should we just X-nay? Can I just X-nay this? Because, I mean, I'm full on nightmare anyways.
Well, I was thinking that
It says I would gain 3 nightmare to cancel the effect.
it's true, but also I
But I'm
think that
full
I
on
could
nightmare.
if something spawned there, it's gonna move toward us, so we could probably kill it this round.
Okay. Shadow appears in the park. Are you picking randomly?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Am I
flip
picking randomly? Over here.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 1.
4,
4, and
2.
okay, he's 1. He's 1, 1. Do we already have a 1, 1 over there that you got out?
No.
They're all 2, 2?
There are 1, 2, or 2, 2.
Not the movement. 1 on the dial and 1 on the damage.
1, 1, right here.
There we go. Okay. So that was due to what again? That was the beast card.
That was the beast strikes.
So when he spawns, does he still move and attack? Let's see.
It just says the shadow appears in the park, and if it's not defeated by the end of the next day phase, place this card next to the beast combat card.
Whenever an enemy is spawned on a space without a player, they immediately move and attack as normal.
Okay, well, then he moves for 2, right? Movement 2.
Yep. So he moves, and then we do a roll off to see who he. Oh wait, no, he attacks whoever's got the highest nightmare. So it's gonna be you.
me. So
Shit.
what do I do?
Okay, so you're gonna defend, and so this is the one I have to figure out how this is done correctly because they have it wrong in the book. All right, so we get harder.
Got a 1. Hey, what are you eating over there? There's nothing over there for you to eat.
Is he eating something or just licking his chops?
Come here. Come here. Don't lay down. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're too far away. Come here. Oh, good boy.
The same
Oh, good
or
boy.
higher.
Oh, you're good boy. I love you, little doggy. I love you, little doggy. Can I have my iPad, please?
higher. And then each time it would get okay, the combat score 2. When you think the
Defending
combat score
against
is
an
lowered
enemy.
1. Okay, so same thing. So you roll,
I got a 1.
okay, and you add that to your combat score, and oh wait,
So it's
no,
a
no, no.
one.
Wait a second. So you have to. So what you have to get is their thing. So you add your combat to that roll.
Which is a 1 because I'm at -1 combat right now.
Okay, so your total is just 1,
A 1.
and then he is 1 damage, right?
Yes.
Does
so it
he
meets it.
does he spawn in with? How does the nightmare thing work again? This game is fidgety. Spawning. Where did spawning go? When they're spawned by a personal reflection card or a failed nightmare test, it immediately attacks or uses. Okay. Spawning an enemy with failed nightmare test.
It's not a failed test.
Okay, spawning enemy. Spawning. No. Okay. So it doesn't look like he gets the bonus of the nightmare.
No, it's
'Cause it's
just
not-
he appears.
so he just appears,
Just
okay.
something appears.
So yeah, so you meet it. You gotta meet it or exceed it.
I met it. I met it.
So the way that it would get more difficult. The way that we get more difficult and the way that they do it is that basically your roll is the randomness modifier against your base combat score. It almost is like D&D now that I'm thinking about it. So basically that roll is the randomness of like you fighting and stuff. So it's like you
One.
trip over your own foot or something like that, right?
Okay.
So you're adding that to your base score, and then what you have to meet is how powerful they
So
are.
it's met.
It's met, yes. So
Okay.
you defend, you don't take any damage, which
Okay.
is good. Okay. So that was from the card,
That was
right?
from Beast Strikes.
That is okay, so that's the last thing that happens. We flip over back to Dave. What? I can't hold you all the time. Okay. Right, because we have to kill him before the end of this next phase. Okay. So, we return our things. Doubting characters are returned to the upright position. I was already done. Okay. Echoes. So we get new echoes. Amnesia. You simply can't explain the constant dread you feel about your dreams, mostly because you can't remember them. You are certain they are better off forgotten. Discard 1 artifact. If you do not have any artifacts, gain 1 nightmare. Oh, god damn it.
Oh yeah, we could have been spending points to get artifacts this whole time.
What? What?
We can use an action. I think. It's
Draw
get
artifact.
artifacts.
Fuck.
We haven't been doing that. We haven't
I was
been-
wondering how the hell we use conviction other than to channel.
Cassian.
Go lay down.
No.
Go lay down. Go on.
I think we need to get him a heater bed. I think if that bed was warm, he would.
No,
Sleep
he
in
just
it more.
wants to.
He wants to be warm and it wants to be held. But if it was warm, it might
Come here.
let him just be.
In the bed. In your bed. Come on. In your bed. In your bed.
Lay down.
Lay down. Lay down.
He's just gonna walk right out.
Stay. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Good boy. It's a good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yes.
Stay.
Stay. Oh, it's a good boy. Yeah.
Stay.
Good boy. Okay, so I gain a nightmare, and this just goes away. Too bad I don't have any.
And he's out.
Okay, so that was our echoes. The next is we gain conviction and nightmare. I can gain neither of each. I am maxed out.
Gain a conviction.
Oh, You
we get
you
two.
get 2. Yeah.
Yay, 2.
Fuck, I wish I had known that because I would have been... Because I was like, I didn't want to use any of my conviction because it was going to cost me nightmares. I haven't been using any of the conviction. I would have used it to do other things.
Oh well.
Okay, so we have to beat
Learning.
this guy, right? I know, learning. We gotta beat this dude. So I can't do any... this is the best time to use some conviction because I can't gain any more nightmare from it. So I'm going to go for all 3.
Okay.
Go for all 3. Let's go up to the max here. And that's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
We also have 1 extra movement, FYI, but not that we really need it right now.
Why do you want to lay there?
Alright, let's see what we can do with these special abilities. Whenever you defeat something,
Okay.
okay. Reduce damage dealt by all sources by 1, okay. Rank 3 passive aspect, single focus. Gain +1 combat for every attack made in the day phase. Okay, sounds good. As a free action, play this card and look at it top card of the Echo Artifact Reward
In your
Magic
bed.
decks. You may then choose to return
Lay
to the
down in
top
your
of the deck. Okay. Doesn't matter how many. Alright, so that's a free action. Might as well. I'm going to look at the top of the artifact deck.
Okay.
That's my free action.
No. No.
I'm going to choose to put it on the bottom and hope for something better. Alright, so that one's tapped.
Tapped. We should get those magic cards out that we got and play some magic.
You want to play some magic? That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, this game sounds to me that it's very similar to playing Magic. I wouldn't mind trying this. It's got like lands and stuff. And
Oh, okay.
So it's...
Might be fun.
Mm-hmm. And it's partially cooperative, so it's like there's a overarching mechanic that we have to work together a little bit.
Okay.
And I should play this card and make a free attack against an enemy. This free attack is made using your combined combat and magic scores. Ooh.
Nice. So
Alright,
it's
well,
pretty
neither
powerful.
of them are really that bad.
No. So just kill the one that's in front of you first. No.
Yeah. I mean, I might as well. So I can basically use... I'm going to use this, do a free attack. The free attack is made using your combined combat and magic scores. So I still have to roll.
And minus or plus whatever you
Yeah.
get.
So it's still... So it's a -1 to... 2 plus it's 4, so it's
so
3. He's
So
dead,
he's
right?
dead.
Okay.
This goes away.
And that was free. That was for free, so that one's tapped. That guy's a 1/1 too. Okay. So now I'm at the spot where I need to be. So I am going to do my first action to reflect. One good turn deserves another. And besides, all that running around... I already read this, but I'm going to read it again. All that running around gave me the time to figure out what the best thing for you would be. Then reading the wrong one again. I keep forgetting that I have to read
You have
that.
to read the right one.
Did Melisandre send you? Took her long enough. This thing she gave me is going crazy. You have to help me. A harried young woman runs up to you holding a small box made of stone. Take a magic test. Okay, so we have +1 to magic.
Okay.
And I already have... oh, and I'm in my other form, so I need to swap that form out, actually. Where's my... So my form has 5, and so a 6. Take a magic test. Alright, so we did the magic test. Everything we were doing was doing slightly wrong. Alright, so this is a -1 + 6, so 5.
Okay.
The box threatens to subsume your will, but you're able to push the sensation back. Gain 1 conviction. Okay. Oh, that would have been cool. Okay. Looks like it's calmed down. Oh, I almost forgot. Melisandre said you were to meet her at the alley when we were done. Your reflection continues at Melisandre's alley. Where's it's way over there. Okay. Alright, so that was my first. Where is your next target after
The
DM?
police station.
Okay, so you're gonna have to go there anywhere. I'm gonna let you battle that guy. He's only 1/1. I'm gonna be the bill. I'm just gonna take a movement, and we get +1 movement. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's. I reflected. I moved. I got 1 more. And you know what? I am going to draw an artifact. And when you draw an artifact on this spot. Oh, what were the passive things here? Whenever you defeat an enemy, you're freely moved to adjacent space that has an enemy on it. Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay. That's what combat for attack made in the day phase. Oh, okay. So you get to do 2 artifact cards and pick which one you want to keep.
I do too?
Well, no, on Melisandre's
you do.
alley. All right. Well, you couldn't bring the. Oh, I guess I shouldn't read these out loud.
You can read them. Why? It's a co-op game, right? Oh, I guess you
But-
can read the one you pick.
Yeah, pretty the one to pick. Okay. So, it says Map of the Traveler, created by a prolific cartographer who hops between dreamscapes. This enchanted map of the city highlights secret entrances and exits to all important structures. Once per day phase, you may use a location as a free action. So every day, like that action I just did, can be used for free. So I'm gonna do it again for free.
Okay.
Cassie,
No.
go to mama. Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So this one is Blood Drinker. A cursed blade crafted by the acolyte of a powerful demon lord in a hellish nightmare. +2 to combat, +1 to damage, and remove 1 wound whenever an attack destroys an enemy. That's pretty good. I like that. I like it. I'll put that here. What's he doing? Is he scratching in the bed?
Yeah, and he also bites at it and like makes me laugh. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, he's gonna destroy that thing so quickly, biting at it.
Can this actually be reduced to 1/0? No, can't. Okay. Okay, so that was the end of my actions, baby. So it's your turn for actions.
Alright. I'm going to go here for 1. And attack, I guess, for 2. 0.
Plus whatever your.
1.
So you got 1. That's all you need. He
Oh, okay. Yay. Alright, and then I'm going to complete this.
did. So as you complete it, first thing you're gonna do is take a fragment.
It's clear from the mural that the beast emerged from James's nightmare of being bullied over and over, lashing out at the source of his pain. James isn't ready to face his demons, but at least now you know where the beast came from and how to draw it out.
so we knew who James was.
So at what point does the beast come when we finish all the fragments?
I think
When we collect them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, so that
okay,
was.
so now you can, yeah. So that was your.
So now I do this for 2.
No, just 1.
I mean.
Oh, that's your second
Second
action.
action.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I need the.
Well, actually, no. That's your
PlayStation.
third because you moved. You attacked, right?
This is 3.
That's 3.
As you arrive at the police station, you are hit with a throbbing pain. You look down only to be reminded of the final image from your dream, a bloody, gaping wound across your chest. Gain 1 nightmare. No, can't. A quick shot of adrenaline rushes through you as the detective you came to meet approaches. Lots of agents have reported some serious problems the last few days, and most of our resources are tied up. Look, I know your friend at the voodoo shop said this is no ordinary problem, so I'm gonna break protocol and come with you to check out where this all went down. Your reflection continues at the park. So I gotta go to the park. Okay,
All right.
done.
To the park. Okay. So that's the that was your third action, right?
Yep.
Okay. Flipping over to night phase. Enemies act. There are no enemies. Raise the taint. Okay. And then nightmare test. Roll your die. 2. So
3.
I
Fail.
yeah, well, both of us fail.
Okay.
All right, so we spawned some random dudes. Do you want me to?
Blah 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 blah. This one.
Well, let's make them all random together with the rest of them. So hand me those, and I'll just I'll set them out here. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's just do this. How about we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So
Just randomly pick number 3, whichever one. 3.
okay. There's 1, and then 1 for myself. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. There we go. How about 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Spawns and attacks. 1, 0. So my combat is 1. So
Now they spawn with bonuses though, because they spawn now with, so they get like +5 over whatever they had. So they're actually, this might spawn a Reaver. Shit. Hold on a second.
oh yeah, they spawn with the strength of my nightmare. Right? So this is a 6 because it starts with a 1.
Well, it doesn't go up that. I think it switches to the
It's an
R.
R.
All right, so
Which is a Reaver.
yeah, if a dial is greater than 5, R will be visible. When this happens, remove the shadow, replace it with a Reaver, spawning a Reaver. When a Reaver spawns, draw a Reaver card to determine its type. Place an appropriate miniature on the location tile where it spawned. The Reaver card will list any special abilities Reaver has, and its method of attack.
Do you have the Reaver cards?
I do. As a matter of fact, they're right here. Let's give them a little shuffle here. I don't know what's. Haven't looked at them yet. All right. Want to take a Reaver card? Take a Reaver card, any card? Or you just want to take the top one? I guess we just do that. All right, here's yours. And here's mine. All right, looks like you have a dog.
No. Here's this extra page I forgot about. It says, when assembling the shadow standees, the following shadows receive a dial with a red 2.
Oh my god. So let me see. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. All right. Ooh, this is a bad guy. So I get one of these dudes. And then you get a dog, right? Is that what you got?
Dog, yeah.
All right, so here's a dog.
Dog.
All right. This guy is going to be bad. Bayard. Bayard of the Bone. Okay, so you want to go? You want me to go first? I'll go first. Special ability: when a Torment Reaver spawns, its first target is marked as its prey. When determining enemy movement, the Torment Reaver will always attempt to move closer to its prey. It also gains a +2 to combat and magic tests made against its prey. Torment Reavers attack using dark magic. Okay, so I'll do mine first. So he's going to spawns and he attacks. So let's see, dark magic. There was a spot for that. Some enemies use dark magic. When they do so, draw the top card of the dark magic deck and resolve its results. Once an enemy uses dark magic, the turn immediately ends. When on a space with 2 or more players, enemies use dark magic against the player with the highest nightmare score. Okay. Have these been shuffled?
Yes.
Okay. Overcome with rage and dark magic, the creature lashed out with a flurry of strikes. User takes a magic test. Okay. So, here we go. So, no modifier, but I do have a +1 to magic, and my magic right now is 6. So, he deals 3 damage. Ouch! Yeah. So reduce the damage dealt by all sources by 1. Any enemy that attacks you also takes 1 damage. So he takes 1.
So how do we
Just use
keep
the
track?
damage markers just like these.
Oh, okay. So put it on the card.
Yep, I think. Yeah, he's got 5 hit points, so that's good. Okay, and then. Oh, and I gain. Oh, that's combat. Okay.
So why does it say this times 7 or this times 3?
That's just means they got 5 and 2, 5 and there's a 7 and 3.
Are you sure?
Yes. They just didn't edit very well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, I think those are just extras. Okay, let me see if I can get this figured out real quick here. All right, so I did my attack. His attack on me.
I got you a cupcake.
Ooh. Uh-oh, you just dropped something. Oh, no. So you could probably do his attack on you.
-1. What am I rolling against again?
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't damage it really too bad. Alright, so this is a 2-2. The 2-2 is only going to get a 1. So he needs a 1. This is not good with him. Sorry, is here, so what did you say? What did you ask?
-1.
That was your roll, or that's... Okay, so roll and add that to your combat, in whichever phase you're in.
Is a 1.
No, you're 2. You're in this phase, aren't you? No, you're not. Sorry.
So it's a 0.
So it's 0, and you had to get... He is a... Where's your card? Basically his combat.
8.
Yeah, so you had to... You had to meet or beat it, so he hits you.
For 7? No, for 3. I'm dead.
Yikes. Alright, so you take a doubt.
Just sit them out somewhere. We have this huge table. You can sit them off to the side somewhere.
I was trying to find like a bowl or something, but okay, we'll just put them down. And there we go. Okay, Crisis averted.
Dog.
Little dog. Okay. He attacked you, you got thing, so you're stunned. Alright. That was the spawn, right? Yep, we failed the nightmare test.
Nightmare test.
And we had so much nightmare, that's how we got the Reavers.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now it's the night phase action. We take a beast strike. The beast strikes! The beast lies dormant for the night, a temporary reprieve from the violence.
Okay. It has been face up underneath.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That was in the night phase. Back today. Okay. Oh yeah? Is that right? Timmy fell on the well? Huh? Alright, so return. So I return back to my normal state. And you stand up.
Okay.
Okay. We each draw a new echo. Confidence. Last night's dream found you inspired by heroes of old. You crushed your enemies, saw them driven before you, and heard the lamentations of their loved ones. You awake feeling mighty. +3 to combat. Wow,
Woo-woo.
that's good.
I gain an
Nice.
extra conviction point when I gain conviction points.
Oh, cool.
You watch an unremarkable person change the course of a world. While the memory is fresh, you are certain that no good deed is meaningless.
Oh, you know what? Shoot, I forgot about this. He attacked me. What was... This was... We failed and they immediately attacked, right? And then I defended and I had... Well, it still wouldn't have been enough, right? Because his attack... No, it would. 5 minus 3.
Oh my,
2.
little dog. Oh my.
His combat was 4. +1, +2 combat. 4 and 4. I had to meet it or exceed it, right?
Meet or exceed.
Yeah, so I didn't take a damage.
Okay.
I didn't take damage.
Okay.
I met it, but he took a damage because he attacked me. And it sucks to be him. I remember about those cards. What? What? Okay, so, did it say anything that there was a limit to the number of artifacts we can have? It doesn't sound
2.
like it. Oh, there is 2, okay. Oh my god. Go to Mama. Where's Mama? Go get her. Go get Mama. Go get Mama's lap.
You need to get me.
Alright, so that was our echo, and then we need to gain a conviction and gain extra conviction. So you gain 3 conviction, I gain 2. Right?
Sure.
So 3.
I gain-
Well, you can only gain 2, so.
Yeah, I can only gain 2.
Okay, and then decide on action order. Okay, so who's going to go first and do what? That's now what we got to do.
I guess I'm going to transform.
Transform. Transform. Transform. I need some water. Alright, you do your thing, I'm going to get some water.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna transform for 2. Transform. Okay. I'll transform, and then I am going to, as an action, play this card and take a magic test. Playing this card. Damage to one target. So I've got a 2, 7, 8, 9. So I've got a 9. So I do 5 damage to this dude. Just using this as damage tokens. So I did 5 damage.
There's damage tokens right here.
It's fine.
Oh, I don't know.
5 damage. He's got 7 health. Okay. So that was my first action. Second action. I'm going to try to hit him again, I guess. So now it's just combat.
You can also move away from him. What's his movement?
Well, I did 5 damage. I only need to do 2 more damage to kill him. He's got 7 health.
Okay.
Any special abilities? Do you transform? Did you charge yourself with
Oh,
extra
here we go.
transform? Remember to flip that over to a star. You have to use 1 extra.
Oh. Okay.
Well, but you're on 2. Okay, there you go.
The first animus ability I use this phase is a free action. Oh, okay. So that was a free action. It's immediately returned to my hand. So I'm going to use it again. For 1 plus 7 is an 8, right?
Sounds like it. And his combat is 8, so you meet it.
How do I know how much damage I've done? Oh, here. Sorry. Magic test and deal damage to 1 target. So it's 8. So I did do another 5 damage.
You dead then, huh? You dead?
Yep.
Alright.
I think. Wait. I'm not sure I'm doing this correctly. I still don't understand
Alright,
what
let's-
numbers I compare to what.
Okay. Prior to as an action, play this card, take a magic test, and deal damage to 1 target. Okay. You
So
rolled.
what?
What did you roll?
The first
It was a
time,
1
if
plus 7 magic. That's your so that's your modifier plus
Yes.
your base,
is an 8.
and you do 5 damage to the target of your choice.
Okay.
There you go.
So
You did it
I
right.
Okay.
So he's
So
dead.
he's dead. Okay.
Alright. More actions? So yeah.
So that was actually 1 action. So now I'm supposed to be going to the park. So
you
I'm gonna
could
move.
reduce your nightmare. But you know you're gonna gain on 1 back each time. But
And I will just
move 1 and then reduce nightmare. Reducing it by 1 really isn't enough though, because you get it back each time. So honestly,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Well, let's see, but it would matter for. It would matter for the roll. If you lose the roll, he'd only have +4 instead of +5.
right. I'll just
So it wouldn't spawn a Reaver again.
I'll just remove 1. Okay. So that was 3 actions.
Okay.
2 and then remove for 3. Okay.
Any other freebie cards you're missing? Anything? Passive abilities? Anything? Yada yada yada. Okay. If not, I'm gonna. I too am going to. Let's see. Do I need to go? I don't think I need to go to the 3rd level. I think.
I don't feel like I should be removing this. I'm just gonna use this card
To do what?
as my last action.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
It just ignores any damage that comes to me. So if I spawn something on Nightmare Phase, I won't take damage.
Oh, that's nice. Yep. That's better.
Okay.
That's better. Okay. So. I'm going to transform for 2. Can't do anything with them, so they're just going to go right there. And then... Actually, let's see, I've got 5... I don't even think I need to transform, honestly. Where's my other thing? Because... Let's see. He's 4, 5, 5. Yeah, I think I can do this just on my normal character. Because I've got these bonuses right now. I've got really good bonuses. So, alright, I'm just going to attack him. So, 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 plus my regular combat is 4. Plus my confidence is 7. And then plus the blood drinker is 9.
Okay.
So he's got to come out of 4, so I'm over by 5. So he's dead. He is gone. Overkill. Alright. He did.
Okay.
And then so I'll just put him over here. And then for, let's see, what happens when I kill somebody? You may move to an adjacent space. Oh, that has an enemy on it. Okay, so they don't
I
have.
still feel like we're doing this wrong for some reason.
Oh, I think we've got it now.
Was that the damage you did, or was that just the check to make sure that you...
Oh,
could
thank
do
you. That was,
damage?
sorry. Well, so what I meant was, so the check was a pass, because I did a 9, so I was over it, so I passed the check.
9, okay.
And then I was over his combat by 5. So basically you,
So you
add a
add
point of
5.
damage for each point
You had
over.
5 to your 2 there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2, so you're
I only
7.
needed 4, or excuse me, I only needed,
He only
because
had
he was
4
out of damage.
life?
He had a point of damage, so he had 4
Okay.
life left. So
Okay.
that's what I was getting at. I didn't explain it very well.
Okay.
Okay, so he's dead. So that was my first movement. So what do I have to do next? I have to go to... Oh, so I'm at the alley. Oh, I didn't do that last time. Oh well. I'm at the alley. And so do we want to do... I guess I have to pull this and then it's going to do the demon, I think. Or
That's
the...
fine.
You may not have survived the first time you faced off against the beast, but this time you're ready. You receive +2 temporary health once the beast is manifested, which would be
Like now.
like now, I think. So let me... Where'd that book go? There it is.
Manifests now.
See, this thing, it says, look at this right here, it's a fact. What happens when I clear the taint from a location that normally receives taint every night phase? How do you remove taint? I never saw that. I never remember reading that.
I don't remember either.
You want to look up taint while I
Not really.
look up the beast? Physical form defeated. Once every player has obtained a dream fragment, the players may choose to force the beast to
Oh, there you
manifest
go.
at any time and on any space of the player's choosing. Oh, we could have done it as long as we both had one. So we waited till we had a bunch. We didn't have to. As soon as we both have one, then we could just say he spawns. So we could have been fighting him way before he got more powerful.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we had to have all of the.
No, it says once every player has obtained a dream fragment, the players may choose to force the beast to manifest at any time and on any space that the player is choosing.
Oh, shit.
But he got more powerful. He got more powerful, but we also got more powerful from the stuff that we got. So.
All right.
Okay, so.
So we force him to spawn then?
Yeah.
At any time on any space. So.
Should we go ahead and just do it now? Force him to spawn.
Sure.
All right. Where is the? Okay, so Shadow Dog is no less terrifying.
Should we make
Oh,
him?
so he's a dog.
Should we make him spawn at the beginning of the next day phase?
Well, we can put him where we want, so we can make him spawn wherever we want him
Right,
His
but
movement
should we
is
do
6.
it at the beginning of the next day phase instead of doing it before our
Sure.
nightmare phase?
to. Sure. I mean, it's the end of anyway. This is the
Is
last
this
part.
the nightmare phase anyways?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We
Where
are
lost
at.
track? We got.
Oh
in
wait, no,
these
we're not.
strikes.
Sorry, we're at. Where are we at?
Do we get the beast strikes?
Sorry, we're still on our actions.
Oh.
I forgot about the fact that I arrived there and was supposed to take the last card. So now I attacked. That was my first action. But
Okay.
so I guess the two things we were gonna look up is the beast and well, I've already figured out the beast. So the beast just is that's his card. So we just use that card. Did you ever find taint? How to remove taint?
No, I don't think it's important at this point, but.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. So anyway, so my next movement. Okay. I'm gonna do my next action is going to be my last reflection. Okay, so this is the one I've read like halfway through 3 times. One good turn deserves another. Besides, all that running around gave you time to figure out what the best thing for you would be. Why don't you stick your hand in and see what pops out? Melisandre pops the trunk on a car open. Inside the trunk seems to be filled with impenetrable darkness. Stick your hand in and take a magic test. Ooh, so -2. So 0, but I get +1 for magic here.
2 out of 1.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could use my free action to change into my other character and have a bonus. Oh, you already have the golden sword, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't make any sense for me to pull it anyway, because that basically this would allow me to go get it if it wasn't already taken. 0 to 5. Take the angelic feather from the dream breath. So I already have that too, so it doesn't even matter. So all that would do is get you a dream fragment piece if you didn't already have it out. Okay. So those are done. Okay. So that's the last piece of my whatchamacallit. And then for the last thing, I'm going to reduce my nightmare by 1. Yeah, I think that's really it. So I guess I just had to decide if I want to be in my bonus mode or not. I think I'll hold off. Do it in the next day phase, I guess.
Do you know reading those cards takes an action, right? We've been doing
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess I could take. I'm gonna do the free action on the location for the artifact, and then if I don't like either of them, I'll just toss them both back. Screw that. I don't like either of those. I'll just... Okay. Ninth. Enemies attack. There's no
So
enemies.
you did your action. Was I supposed to do mine?
You did. You defeated your guy. You did went first.
I went first.
Yeah, when I went down to get water.
Oh my god.
Okay, there's no enemies on the board. Can't attack. Raise the taint.
Forget your action turns take like 20 years.
Well, no, I was
And that's why I felt like it should have been my turn because pick fell on.
Yes, dear.
Yes. Right.
This got used already. And then, okay, so that was the taint. Nightmare test. So I'm gonna roll a nightmare test. 1. So, yeah.
1 and fail.
So we both fail, so we're both gonna spawn something. Okay.
So mine's a Reaver again.
Are you all the way up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I should have just taken one. So there, I'll just pick. There we go. All right. So 1/1 plus 4. He's gonna be up to 5.
Do this old Reaver card, and then
Old
you
Reaver card.
give me a new Reaver
New
card.
Reaver card. Ruin a Reaver. Some guy with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Ruiner. Is that what he's called? Now, here's the bad news. You need to get off of that square because he gets bonuses for all those cubes, I think.
Yep. +1.
Is it +1 for each or +1 just +1 general?
One for each.
Yikes.
The Ruin Reaver is on the same space as a player. It will attack them using dark magic. Otherwise, it will increase the taint of that location by 2.
And attacking and defending. So his combat score is
So wait,
increased by...
does he get, because it goes to 1 cube in the Reaver?
No, that wasn't the
Remember,
taint.
we have to clear them off.
That was no. So that's not taint. We added a cube to they're at 4. This is not taint. This is we failed
That's right.
the roll. But anybody standing on there gets a bonus from it. So he gets +4 to his combat
Well, it's a
right
good
now.
thing I'm not going to take any damage.
Yeah, it
Alright,
really is.
with a quick gesture, your enemy causes its duplicate to form from the darkness. The user deals damage to 1 additional player in that space. If no additional players are present, the user's magic test is made with a +2 bonus.
So is the results only damage?
It's damage.
Then don't roll it. You don't have to.
Doesn't matter because I
Because you
don't
defeat all
take
of it.
damage.
Okay.
Any enemy that attacks you also takes 1 damage while the card is active. So he takes
Sweet.
8 damage.
Here.
I got it.
Oh, you're using those again. Okay.
If a Ruin Reaver is not on a location or a player space, it will move to the nearest location. Okay.
All right, and then the night phase action. Beast strikes. The library is the perfect target for the beast. In the next day phase, an anima may go to the library and pass a social test to convince them to close early. If no one does this before the end of that day phase, place this card next to the beast's combat card. Beast receives +2 combat.
Do we want to just
Where's the
X-nay
library?
that one?
No, it's right next to me. I can do it.
Cupid.
Oh, you're right, but I have to pass the social test. So yes, let's go ahead and get
Just
it.
X-nay it.
All right,
Okay.
so these
So
go,
put it underneath Beast Strikes.
and then yours as well.
And then this one goes Beast Strikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm at full nightmare anyways.
Okay, so day phase. Return everybody's. So you flip back to your regular person. And then we take our echo cards. Corrupted, that doesn't sound good. You knew they would regret getting involved, but your needs were too important. You may have left them behind disillusioned and dejected, but the unclean feeling of what you've done remains. Whenever you would receive any amount of nightmare points, you receive 1 additional point. Well, that's useless.
I get -3 combat. I'm feeble again.
Jesus.
Every adversary you faced last night was far above your skill level, so you suffered a sound defeat. Will your nightmare become reality? The doubt takes root in your thoughts.
Ouch. It's not clear also that when you switched, so if that's a -3 to your current state, then
I think it's to both.
it's to both? Oh, okay.
I think.
I don't know. It's really weird how they do that.
Maybe it's to my base character? I don't know. I'm confused. Anyways, alright. And I get
Okay, so conviction and nightmare.
So I get 2, right? We're still gaining 2 for each time.
That was something that you had,
No.
wasn't it?
No. That was
Oh, you're right. No, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Conviction. But I don't have room.
Do we have any bonuses to combat right now? As a group, or is it just
You get +1 to magic, but that's it.
my sword gets my
All right,
anima
so we want
+2.
to make the demon spawn now, or what do we want to do?
Sure.
All right, where's that dog at? There we go. Okay, so he has a movement of 6. So where do we? I'm thinking we want to stick him way down here in one of these 2, so that when he moves, he'll move up and end his turn somewhere near to us if we can get away.
If he goes here, he's forced to go this way. If he goes here, he can go either direction.
Yeah,
He has to go that way.
right.
So whichever, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, let's put him here.
Beast spawns.
Beast spawns, okay.
And then what happens when he spawns?
So, I mean, assume he's treated like any spawn, so he moves and attacks, I guess.
It follows Nemesis movement and action rolls using the Beast combat card.
So there's the Nemesis action. There's some Nemesis things here. Nemesis movement, follow normal moving enemy unless otherwise noted by a scenario card, okay? Whenever Nemesis would attack or use dark magic, they do so against every player on the space. Use dark magic is resolved individually, trying a new card each time.
Okay.
So his special ability is place 1 cube in the above track for every 1 damage the beast takes. When the track is full, the beast takes a wound and then removes all cubes from the track. Yikes! That's gonna take a while to beat him down.
So we gotta group up.
We
to
basically,
get him.
yeah, we have to do 5 damage 5 times.
Ouch.
And he's actually
He's what?
he's more, so he's actually 6 health.
6 health.
And the other ones are combat.
The other ones are combat. Okay.
So we have to do 6 5 times.
Okay.
All right, so
You wanna go first? You want me to go first?
maybe we should have waited until we defeated that Nemesis. Or that Reaver. I don't know.
That really matters.
Alright, well I need to get rid of the little guy next to me. And then I need to
Okay.
head to... Oh, wait, so the thing is, he spawns and he moves immediately when he spawns.
Okay.
So,
6.
you do have that, ability to do damage to everything in a square, right? That damages like yourself too. or
Yes.
something?
He's
Maybe
gonna go to the person with the most nightmare. Do you have the most?
we're
or I don't
equal,
know?
so we can roll for it. Alright.
I think he would just follow whoever is closer. Then he would go to whoever.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that's what I was thinking. Maybe we should spawn him here so that he goes toward you, and you can use that ability on him. I don't have a group of mass ability like that.
Okay.
It's up to you. What do
Okay.
you
Fine. Yeah. Come to me.
but
It's
oh,
coming
but
to
the risk is, of course, that it injures you again, right?
He's
Oh,
coming. Is he
okay.
gonna come
One,
to me and attack?
2, 3. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing. Are you sure we want to do this?
I'm gonna die.
How many health do you have? You only got
2
3.
health.
Oh, that's
2
right.
health
2. You're
as
right.
my normal person.
Okay, what would it be over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he attack me. You know what? Let's spawn him after. Let's spawn him after I can change and stuff. Cause,
After we defeat this stuff.
right.
Okay. All right. So you
Because
go
then I'll have
first.
some more stuff going on. Okay, so I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do my 3. He's already maxed out, so let's get there.
You're this chick now.
Oh yeah, thank you. And then use sources of my enemy. Okay, so I'm gonna attack. This guy, I mean, he's got 5. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 5. Mm. 6. So 6, he's got 5. That's a successful hit, and I do 3 damage plus 1 for 4 damage, so he's down to 1. Oh, I should have looked at my ability cards too. Hold on. So I'm actually going to use this ability card action first that reduces their... Well, no, I'll use it on the big guy. Never mind. So yeah, I don't know. That's really confusing. If we choose when to spawn them, like there's really no good time to do that, is there?
There's no great time to do that, no.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna spawn this. This is gonna reduce all adjacent enemy combat and magic scores by 2 until the beginning of the next day. Then I'm gonna spawn this guy because we can choose when, right?
Okay.
So this guy died because he was reduced by 2, so he's gone. 1, 2. So this guy's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's gonna attack, but he's reduced by 2 combat and 2 magic. Okay, so he's gonna attack me, and I have to defend. So his combat is down to 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. 8 combat. Is there anything I can do to boost mine? Boy, we should have spawned him in the turn where I had that extra +3 from the Echo.
Yeah, I'm in a bad way right now because I'm at -3 combat.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6, plus 5. 6 plus 5 is 11, so I successfully dodge him, so I'm good there. If I don't take damage, and then, so I've used 1 action to do this card, and I attacked once, so I have 1 more action, and then any free action stuff I can do. So,
Okay.
So I'm going to take this my rank 3 ability. As an action, play this card and make a free attack against an enemy. This free attack is made using your combined combat and magic scores. Okay, so first I'm going to roll this. So, -1. So, this will be 10, and this will only be +1 because I'm -1. So 10, 11. And he is currently reduced by 2, so he is 8. So 9, 10, 11. So I'm 3 over, so I do successfully attack, and then for damage I do 3 plus 3 plus 1 for this card. So 7. 7 damage.
So you damaged.
So he goes through this once.
I thought that was to calculate
So
1,
place
2,
a
3,
cube in
4,
another
5.
track for every 1 damage the beast takes. Oh yeah, okay. So he took 7 damage. So it would be 1 more. So 5, 6, 7.
So we have to do this 5 times. So we'll say this is once.
When the track is full, the beast takes a wound, then remove all the cubes from the track.
I'm really gonna put a wound here.
Yeah, so that's the so and he's on so now he's on 5. So actually you could just remove this. Because he's got this card is basically gone.
I don't understand.
Okay, we'll just keep it out there. It's fine.
Yes.
If it
Please.
makes sense.
Yes. That makes more sense.
Well, what I was saying is that this wound counteracts this card, so now he's just 5. Is what I was trying to say. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Just take them away. So I don't have to,
So we have to look at don't have to keep add it up anymore. Okay. So that was the free attack.
Okay.
So that one got used. This one got used. Where's the number 1? So the last one I have is I can look at one of the decks. He doesn't use dark magic. I could look at an echo, I guess, and see what the echo is. +3 to social. Here, I'll move that one to the bottom of the deck. Okay. And oh, and I gain 1 combat for every attack made in the day phase, so that would actually be 1 extra cube on him. So he would have been an 8, not a 7. And any enemy that attacks me also takes 1 damage. So he took 1 from before, so that's another cube. Alright, so now I have 1 regular attack to do on him. Okay, here we go. Big money. Ugh, -2. So this is going to be combat. This is going to be 3, 4, 5. And his is currently way too much. So I miss. I can't do it.
Okay.
That's rough.
Okay.
Alright. So he currently has a -2 until the next day phase. So anything, basically, these are counteracted until the next day. So you're only looking at that number there.
Okay.
Okay. It's your turn.
Okay, so
You can just ignore that guy and you could just go to the beast and attack the
yeah, but I
beast.
have a -3 combat.
Yeah, you're not gonna. You're right. Okay.
I'm gonna be like useless right now.
So his combat is.
Well, I get +2. Oh wait, this says all anima. Are you an anima? You're
Yeah.
an anima right now. It gets +2 combat.
Or wait, no, I'm an
So-
animus. I'm an animus.
No, animus is. Oh yeah, you're an animus. Never mind.
So you should have been getting you get combat right now unless you
Yeah.
transform.
Alright, so I probably have to transform in order to beat this guy anyways. So I'll do 2 again.
Okay.
So I get my 2 abilities.
If you're doing magic, don't forget you have a +1 in magic.
My first animus ability in this phase is a free action. So I'm gonna use the burn, do a magic test. -1.
+1, so basically those cancel each other out. So
Okay, so
magic is
7.
no bonuses on other bonuses.
Mm-mm.
What about from your card passive, your passive abilities? Anything there?
Well, it's a magic test and I deal damage to 1 target. You take a magic test
Yeah.
and deal damage to
No, I
1
just
target, so it's a
None
7.
of these help you was what I was meaning. The two things there.
No.
Okay.
So I just go off of this then, since
Yep.
it's a 7.
Yep.
I
You're
do
just rolling a
5
test.
damage.
So yep. So you did 5 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
He was already -1. He's
Yeah, so
dead.
you don't have to actually roll against his combat, which is great. You only have to roll a magic test. So
Okay, he's dead.
so you do. Oh yeah. Oh right. I'm looking at the wrong guy. So yeah, he's dead. Groovy.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can move.
So that was a free action. So this goes back in my hand. So I can move. His movement is 2. We don't have any additional movement bonuses, do we? 1 movement, 2.
Oh yes, we do. Yeah, we have a +1 movement.
Oh really?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Well, it wouldn't get me there anyways. Still have to use 2 actions to get there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last action, I guess, to try to do damage to him.
You also could try to go for artifact.
No. Cancel each other out. So 7, so I do 5 damage to him.
Okay, so 5 damage
So
will do.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Oh, we actually need. So if we want to start counting, we've done it. We've gone through it twice now.
Yeah, but the first one was for that. Get rid of that card, right? The first one was
Oh
to get
yeah,
rid of that
yeah.
card. So now we're just.
Oh,
at
I
5.
see. I see what I was doing there. Yeah. Because that would have been 6.
So this is really the first one of the 5 that we
You're
did.
right. You're right. Right.
Right? Yeah. Hope we can use these instead of black cubes.
Groovy.
First one of the 5. Okay.
We doing that right?
I can take a wound to deal one more damage to make this a 2.
Oh, I'm trying to think if I'm doing that right.
You said
I
that
know.
card
Hold on,
gave
hold
him
on.
an extra life.
Yeah, and that makes him his health. That makes his health 6 instead of 5.
Right.
So we had to do 6 5 times, but then like the next time we didn't only have to do 5. So we've still beat it once. So we do need to track it differently. It does get rid of that. Basically, the card goes away, but this stays. If we're just marking how many times, so that does stay. So that is the second one. Because basically, so here's how to think about this. Don't use these. Use this. He got that extra health, and that would so the first time I had to get 6, but once you get past that, he doesn't.
That he
he
lost the
loses
bonus.
that bonus, right? So now he's just
So
gonna
now
be
we're
5,
on 2.
right? And
So
then
we need 3 more.
right, and so the next time it's gonna go lower each time. So each time
I can take a wound right now if I want, if we want to, and make this 3.
For how you do that? What is that?
Because it's one of my abilities, passive abilities.
So you can just wound him once?
I can, do 1 additional damage, but I take a wound.
Okay. Alright. And you know what? There was a thing for
Take a wound.
remove 1 wound, whatever, and attack destroys an enemy. Oh, no, that's for me. Okay. Okay, so
I'll use this. Okay, so this goes
Let me
away.
make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Place 1 cube in the web track for every 1 damage the beast takes.
So we only need to damage him 2 more
Damage for
times
The beast takes a wound.
to kill him.
Yeah.
And then we win. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I went. Did you already go?
Yes, I already went. So now that's the end of our
Okay.
day. Now we're going to the night phase. Enemies act. Okay, so he's going to attack. And he's going to be a bit brutal. Alright, so he still gets -2 right now. Till the end of the next day phase. So yeah, so he's still -2 right now to his combat. So he's regular 8. So we basically gotta beat that 8. We need to beat that 8. Come on, big buddy. So 1.
It says enemies act. All enemies except the nemesis act. Starting with the enemy with the lowest combat score.
Well, I mean, accept it. So when does he attack?
Because the beast is not directly damaging him doesn't directly cause wounds.
No, I know that. What we did here, I'll explain it. So that first time I did 7 damage. So each damage point is a wound, and you add 1 of these up to 5. You
Right.
clear it, and then I still had 2
And we
more
did
wounds.
1.
Right. So that's how you ended up with the 2.
That's right. But at the end of that, these should have been cleared off, and we have to start all over again.
No, they
That's
get
what it's
cleared when
saying.
you get to 5. You didn't get to 5 again. Each time you have to get to 5 is when you clear it. Each time you get to 5 cubes, it says it right here.
Okay.
When the track is full, the beast takes a wound and you remove all the cubes.
Right.
From the, yeah, you did it right.
Okay. Every shared dream scenario features a nemesis, a powerful enemy unique to the scenario. Nemesis also often follow special rules.
Shadowy dog. Okay.
Normal movement rules unless otherwise noted by their scenario on their card.
Does this say anything here? Oh, once it's manifested, it follows nemesis movement and action rules. When the beast combat card. Yeah, I don't. God. This game's rule book sucks.
I don't know why it would say except for the nemesis.
Okay, so here, let's do this. Enemy movement. All enemies move a number of spaces up to their movement score. They move once per night phase. All enemies move toward the nearest player within the reach unless otherwise specified. When equidistant, enemies will move toward the player that has a nice number. When on the same space as a player, enemies immediately attack with dark magic. Okay, enemy attacks. Enemies attack players using their combat score unless otherwise noted on the card. Once an enemy attacks, the turn immediately ends. Maybe they're just talking about the fact that. Okay, let me read this again. All enemies act starting with the enemy with the lowest combat score. I think it still works the same. It's just that if there was special, I think they're putting that in there in case there was special things on the Nemesis card to tell you to do something different.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any other instructions for Nemesis other than just. Other than that, they attack every player on the space instead of just one player. Okay, so he attacks us both. Did we both roll? Well, no, I rolled. Did you roll?
Yeah, and I failed.
You failed. Okay. My combat is 5 plus 1, 6, 7, 8. So I meet it. So I'm avoid being hit.
Oh wait, no, I didn't roll for that. You rolled.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the
You
nightmare
gotta
phase.
meet or beat 8. Can you do that? There you go.
2.
2 plus 2 is 4. You got any bonuses on top of that?
5, 6. Nope.
Alright.
Oh, you get +2 too.
Oh.
Combat.
Oh, it's for both of us?
Yeah.
Nice.
We already passed anyways, didn't we?
Yep.
So. Alright, so I fail and I take damage. What damage do
Alright.
I take?
He does 3 damage.
I am down. Oh, I am converted back.
Oh, but wait. You got there was a thing that, where was it at? Hold on. So enemies that attack. Reduce damage dealt by all sources by 1.
I would still die.
No, because you have 3.
I have 2. Remember, I took a wound to do that extra damage. My health is a 2 right now.
There's something I'm forgetting. Hold on. Was it this? Yeah, so when you wouldn't have taken that damage because he had his...
I took that damage based off of my ability. Whenever I can choose to do an additional damage, but I take a wound.
Oh, shit.
So I'm down and I'm reverted back
You're
to
back
my
reverted.
regular
Okay,
self.
alright. So you swapped up already, okay. You know what I just noticed is that big attack that I did, that combined control and magic scores, at the
Yeah.
bottom it says, this is a free attack. If successful, it deals an additional 2 damage. So he should actually have
Okay.
2 more.
Well, if that was the case, I probably wouldn't have taken that wound then. Did I go
no,
first,
you
or
did an
you
extra.
go
You did
first?
an extra. Oh, I see what you're saying, because you did 1 more just to push
Just
him
to
over
push
the 5.
him over, yeah.
Okay, well then let's just do that. Let's remove that. Put yourself back in the thing, and we'll just leave it.
So I took, but I still took 2 damage.
You still
I'm
took 2
out.
damage. So
No, I'm
no, you're in.
That's
You
right,
just
I'm
so
at a
you're
1.
1 point of damage left.
Okay.
Don't really give you much to heal with, do they?
Nope. You can go to the hospital.
Oh yeah. Or DCMA headquarters.
Okay, so he attacked.
Okay,
Now
so he attacked. He missed me. He hit you. That was
No, I
his
raised taint.
raised taint. 1 on each. Are any of them over?
No.
Okay. Should this one be 1 higher than the rest? It's 2, right? Did we forget to do it last time? It shouldn't be equal.
No, because when it came off, when we spawned something, you just keep 1 taint there.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yep.
It just starts the
So
game
now they're
with
all
2.
even. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so now the nightmare tests.
Raise taint. Nightmare test.
Fail.
Fail. Okay. So that means bad things are afoot.
So that means reverse, right?
That means reavers.
I get 1 and you get 1.
Same.
Yay, a dog.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We need another dog.
We gotta kill that. We gotta kill that.
Is there
that
not a
beast.
big version of that dog? No, I guess not.
honestly, what we ought to do on our turn is move farther away than these normal movements can go. Oh, this guy's 4. How much is your dog? He's 6. Oh, he's 3. So we need to move away
But
farther than they can
It would
attack.
take 2 actions to move farther.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Well,
And
we got +1 movement as well.
I would have to be able to convert, which I can't convert right now, right? Because I got knocked out or whatever.
No, that's not true.
When does this happen? Doesn't this happen if my thing dies?
Oh, shit. But your thing didn't die. You didn't get knocked out.
Oh, that's right. I keep thinking I got knocked out.
Okay. So, anyway, that was the nightmare test. Night phase action is...
Okay, nightmare test. They immediately attack, right?
What was it? Draw one of the beast strikes card and follow instructions. If the beast strikes deck is empty, the beast lies dormant until he is manifested, but the terror it has caused in the city causes every location's taint to increase by 1 each. Oh my god. We didn't realize it. We were supposed to be increasing taint with the night phase as well. So every time we let that beast strike card get pulled, instead of calling out the beast, we should have been increasing the taint by another block, so we wouldn't have more enemies.
Okay. Alright, well, let's just keep going like we have been.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking to see if there was anything. Okay. So that was the end of the night phase. Alright. Back to day. So we oh my golly.
Oh, see, night phase.
What?
Look.
What?
So step 4 of the night phase is the
Nemesis
Nemesis
Act.
Act.
So he's not supposed to go till the end?
Till the end. So we didn't do that.
Do you need to go potty? Hold on.
No. Do you need to go outside?
I'm gonna go see you. I'll
Outside,
move
go potty?
first.
Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Outside.
Well, we already took our attack from him, so I guess that's frustrating. Alright, so we both return back to normal. And we're not doubting. Echoes. Both haunted. Okay. Not gonna do any social moving or social tests right now. We each gain a conviction, and we each gain 2 conviction because of the boost. So 1, 2. And then 1, 2. Okay, so gotta try to do it like right now. So magic. Oh, guess what else? Remember we have +2 health during the beast once he's out. So actually those 2 things go away. And then, so I'm going to do this. Oh. Rank him up again. Switch to my Animus. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm definitely gonna do an action to play this card and reduce all adjacent enemies' combat and magic scores by 2. So they're all down by 2, okay. I guess we could look at the Echo card. Oh yeah, we'll leave that one on there. Okay. So rank 3 as an action, combat magic, and then +2. So here we go. So we're gonna do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, no, that's sorry, that's if it misses. He passes, so it's an extra 2 damage. So his current combat is 8, and I did 17.
Okay.
Right? All right. 15, 16, 17, 18. No, I did 18.
Okay.
So it's a passing score,
Okay.
and then everything over 8, so is actually 20 to damage. So I've done everything over 8 is considered a plus to damage.
Okay.
So 20 minus 8 is
12.
12. So 12 damage plus my base 3 damage.
15.
Plus
So he's dead.
plus 1.
So he's dead.
Is he?
Because we did.
We still have 2 more rounds.
Yeah, we
though,
have
so-
2 rounds. That's 10.
Yep, you're
That's
right.
10 damage. That's 5.
He's
right?
dead.
He's
That's
dead.
it. That's it. He's dead.
He died. We win.
We win, right?
Yep.
Victory. Boom. Okay, is there something to read? I feel like there should be something to read. Or did we just win? I think we just
We
win.
just win. I don't think there's.
Woo,
anything-
we won!
Unless that last page back there was supposed to be like the end
No,
scenario
there was
thing.
it just talks about the scenario. It doesn't have like a if you won thing. Yep. Okay, so the thing we messed up was that the Nemesis attacked early and should have attacked later, but
Yeah.
boy, some of these in our games, they just really need better
They're-
playtesting for these
They
rules.
do need a lot better playtesting. Beast strikes, beast strikes.
Now, granted,
fragment
the thing about
cards.
those, like having the extra thing was like not that big of a deal, I guess. But okay.
Reaver cards.
Also, I kind of feel like, I mean, I liked the concept, but like there's all this story items with like people's names, and there's nothing about those people.
Yeah, I think maybe those are other characters that we didn't pick.
Yes.
Because my name's Blake. They didn't mention me at all, but
Let's see if there's a Erica, Ryder, Tillman, Francis, Mike, Nikki, Jerry.
just
Simon.
James. Was it James? Is who they were talking about?
There was a James. There was a John. There was a what was this one? Abigail. I mean, those were I don't understand. Like they didn't have any
Weird.
story going for those things. I don't know. Maybe it's better in the ones that are outside of the base game or the entry story. Artifacts, echoes. These are the beast strikes. These are beast strikes, I think. Oh, those are fragments. these are fragments. Strike. They should have made the fragments slightly different color too. Okay,
Oh shit.
so there's a little star. Yeah, little stars and little swirlies can go in a separate bag. Blah. And then here's health. They go here. And then are those this? Yeah, those things. Okay. Oh, there's another star. Got all the health things. Yeah. All right. Let me see that box. I'm gonna try to figure out how to put all this together and put some plastic baggies and stuff like that here. Reavers. There's Reaver. Is there another Reaver card somewhere? You already give it back to me.
I already gave it back to you.
Okay, your ability cards.
This game is kind of eh.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll sell this one, eh?
Yeah, I don't really like it.
I feel like it has a lot of potential, but it's just.
The instructions are not
Yeah, the instructions
good.
just killed it.
It takes away from the experience.
And all their story cards just are lacking. Like, they're, okay, who the hell are these other characters? Like, they need.
Why are they talking
Why
about
are they talking about James and John
James
and
yeah.
and it's like where does all this pull together? Let's just go with that. All right, so this is the door thing there, and these go in here.